Hello, good morning, welcome to the Sewing Quarter. I'm here for the next 4 hours, Natasha McCarthy, joined by the very fabulous Angela Attwood and Victoria Peat. We've got lots coming up for you today. This morning we're starting off first thing with your baby quilt, but let's see what's coming up after that. So 8 o'clock, we've got our baby quilt. At 9 o'clock, we've got our designer fabric totes. Ooh. At 10 o'clock, we've got a 9 patch quilt. And at 11 o'clock, it's all about the reverse applique masterclass. So any sort of applique that you've been wondering about, we've got it covered there at 11 o'clock. So lots to stay tuned for today on Technique Thursday. Oh yes. Now, here's the thing. I don't know about you at home, but maybe you are a dressmaker and you're just being a bit tempted by the wonderful world of quilting. Maybe you've got, like me, suddenly all of your friends seem to be pregnant, in which case maybe it's time to start making baby quilts. And this is an absolute classic. It is, of course, the Very Hungry Caterpillar. And this is in panel form so that you can make a baby quilt really super easily. So if this is the first time that you have ever made, ever a quilt, then this is a great start to go because this is your panel. There we go, let me hold that there for you. I'm going to go through these very quickly. We will come back to these. So that's your panel, just $6.95. That can be the entire front, should you wish. But then you're going to need backing as well. So let me have a look at these. Let's start at the front here. Love, love, love this. It's all about the hearts. I don't know about you, but for me, I grew up with the Very Hungry Caterpillar. I can remember spending hours in the library, sticking my fingers in the apples and the pears and everything else as he went through his hungry week. And here he is, on those hearts, absolutely gorgeous. Now this is sold in half-metre increments, £5.45 per half a metre. This is your hearts, your caterpillared scattered hearts, ACMY 20 there. So that, of course, could be your backing fabric. Maybe you want to make a statement and go bold red, but again, you've still got that texture. If you remember the book, it was all about the texture. The pictures in it were all about getting that texture and the way that they were drawn. So if you're after texture, by the half metre again, $4.95 here for the red texture fabric. Maybe that's going to be the back of your quilt. Or maybe you want to go stars. And again, with that lovely texture that's all through the Very Hungry Caterpillar book, in which case, maybe you want to back it with stars. And again, maybe you want to be making matching cushions and whatnot. If you're doing out a baby's bedroom, they are bright, they're vibrant, and they're super fun. And if they love the book, they're going to love this. £5.45, VUMY 83. And then the very last one, of course, these are all the holes that he's eaten in everything. I love this book. It's one of our favourites, all-time favourites. There we go. By the half metre again. There it is, and that's the classic, isn't it? That's the classic texture. That's the classic colourway. £5.45, and that is your spots. £5.45 per half a metre. And of course, all going beautifully with the panel. Now we had one made up here. This is one of the quilts one of our guests made, and you can see she took the panel, but then she cut into the panel and put some of the hearts, the scattered hearts, round the edge. Love it. So if you want the panel, $6.95 for that. But lots of ways in which to use this fabric. Now, Angie's here. She's got another kind of a panel. Let's go see. Hey, how you doing?
Good morning.
Now, Angie, I hope you're careful coming in this morning because it's a jungle out there.
Things are certainly growing.
In here.
Spring is here.
Oh, now I'm going to show you this. I'm going to get this straight off because this is really beautiful. This is the start. Well, this is the front, isn't it, of a quilt?
Yep, the top. Yeah.
So if you've got, because it happens, doesn't it? It just happens in waves. Friends just, so you look and suddenly all your friends are pregnant. You know, and this happened to my mum as well. Suddenly all of her friends' kids were pregnant. Only the twice. And so it's that time, isn't it, to start making quilts. Whether you're making it for yourself, maybe you're making it for, you know, a daughter or a friend's daughter or
someone you work with.
Absolutely. Could
nice
you imagine this as, you know, when on that last day before they go off on maternity leave?
Really nice.
Absolutely gorgeous, and it doesn't have to break the bank. So what you're looking at is the jungle panel here, $6.95. Now we've made this into a quilt, but you said you had a wonderful idea of actually buying 2 of these panels and doing a bedroom tidy.
I'd really like to do on the door,
Yes.
a door back tidy.
Yes.
So yes, if you use one panel as the base and then another panel for all the pockets.
What a great idea.
That I would have liked to have done.
Yeah, absolutely, and get them learning their numbers. My son is learning his numbers. We've now got to the stage where he doesn't just count backwards because we've played rockets too many times. He's now starting to learn to talk forwards, count forwards. He starts from 3, 4, 5. We're forgetting 1 and 2. This is the panel in its entirety.
This is the jungle panel as it comes.
Isn't it lovely? So you could take out, you could fussy cut various elements of this and just have it as a resource. Look at the elephants. It's just a really beautifully put together piece. And if you're making, because, so many people have more than one child. And if you don't know what they're having.
I think it's quite gender neutral, actually.
Absolutely.
The colour.
Or it then can be used for another sibling.
Yeah.
And it's one that can be passed down. It's beautiful. It's absolutely lovely. So there we go. That is the panel. Now it might be, because we were saying about this, that isn't the width of when you get your crib wadding.
If you were to look up sort of the general size of a baby quilt, it's much squarer than these panels come. And I bought this to sort of end of January, beginning of February, this panel. And like you say, you can see from the Hungry Caterpillar one, it's quite narrow. It's 60 centimetres, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, 60 centimetres by 112 centimetres.
It's good for certain things, like you were saying about putting it over a pram, or a small crib. Also,
because you came up with the thing that actually with babies you don't often put a quilt over the top of them until they're a year.
Yeah, you shouldn't really put a baby under a quilt until after they're 1.
This would be lovely to have it as the base, or a quilt on the bottom of the crib, and that would be beautifully. Yes, it would be really lovely. Or
you can make, often baby quilts are used on the floor.
Yes.
Because you're always putting the baby down.
Always, yeah.
So they're really nice just on the floor to have them rolling around on. So yeah.
Curtains.
Yes, yeah.
It would be lovely as curtains. It would be lovely as a wall hanging, like you say, help them learn their numbers. Yeah. We're at that stage in our house. Not me learning my numbers, obviously, my son. And then...
As a panel, it's really, really lovely because it's very easy to quilt. Like you say, you've got no patchwork. It's all done for you. So you've got if you're a beginner, this is great because you can learn about layering, so basting your quilt. So you've got your background fabric, your wadding, and then this would be your top layer, but you haven't had to do all that intricate patchwork. And then quilting it, what's nice about it is you can just follow down on the one I did before. I just used this grid and just quilted in the grid. And it doesn't even have to be that straight because the edges are actually... bit wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly. So it is the perfect first quilt, isn't it?
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
and
really
$6.95 as well. Especially if it's someone that you don't know that well, but you don't want to break the bank in doing it, then this is a great way.
Or, not everyone's got much time, so it's a really nice way of making something.
You're already buying. We brought this actually. We bought this a little while ago in letter form. I know these are letters, but we bought it as you could make your own letters out of the letters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that was really great fun. So this is now your last chance to grab this. This is now in single figures. If you want it, please grab it now. Obviously, don't learn your alphabet from this. Just find your letters from there. It's a little bit higgledy-piggledy. £5.45 per half a metre, but we are in single figures now for this. And when it's gone, it's gone.
For this colour.
Is this one of the... It's more like a word search, isn't it? Can you see words in there? Are there actual words in there? Stump, we've found. Oh, we could play that for hours. You get that home and you can play it. Is that nearly gone? Oh, it's in single figures. We're going to keep that to the side then.
The dark.
Now the dark. We've got some of the dark. Yeah, we've got stock of the dark. I like this one.
I think this. When we come on to what I've done, adding borders to the panel in a short while, I think this would work really well as the background.
It's a good standout, isn't it?
And the binding.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice, strong, nice as a back.
Well, it's one of those things that if you turn the quilt over, you've got as much interest on the back as you have on the front.
And you've got a lightish colour on the top, and this would be a dark, so
it's
you've
got
that contrast.
Because also, if you're putting it on the floor, you don't necessarily want a light colour on the back if you're putting it on the floor to baby. So this is absolutely perfect for that. $5.45 per half a metre in there. They're still searching for words upstairs. Our producer and our director. What did you find? Black, job and stump. And van, fab. Oh yeah, no, look, there's fab. If you go diagonally. Fab. Yeah. Oh, you can find words in. Oh, that's fun. One with one. Fab, one. Oh, good. Nice. We've got triangles.
Not just for babies then?
No. I've had lots of fun with it.
No, I meant more for 4-year-olds or something. Or older, finding words.
Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah, obviously it would be a baby genius if it's lying there going, oh, look, I see this word. Okay, so this one here are your triangles on blue. And again, this is just going to be another great one for lining, doing strips.
Yes,
It's going to work because the colourways work with the quilt.
Definitely an alternative backing. It's really nice.
Yeah, it could, couldn't it? Because if I just...
I've used this as quite strongly on one of the borders behind.
Here we go. Look, you see, you've got that blue. So you can see the blue there. That's your blue from there. So it's a really lovely one. Oh, my goodness. Alphabet and cream. There are only 2 units left. That means we've only got a metre of it left. And then it's gone. So if you want that, if you are making a quilt, grab that now and make sure that you've got it. And then that's that gone and done.
It's lovely.
I'm liking this, actually, with this.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Very nice.
Lovely colour.
Yeah. Producer Paul's saying early birds catch the worm. It's kind of turning into that a little bit now.
I was going to say the worm's over there, but that's the caterpillar. I'm getting confused.
Well, insects. The early insects. Yeah.
I'm sure the birds would love a caterpillar as well.
Oh, I'm sure they would. I'm sure that. Oh, the dawn chorus this morning was spectacular.
Really lovely mornings the last few mornings.
Absolutely gorgeous. Not so keen on the frost.
No.
That can do one.
It's a bit chilly.
But do you know what? I'm very happy with the old dawn corners. Yeah, no, it's absolutely stunning.
This is lovely and fresh.
This is lovely. So if this is just going to be a blanket that's not necessarily going to go on the floor, then maybe back in this. But again, actually, this is going to be great for washing anyway. So don't worry.
No.
You know, really lovely to wash.
I guess if you know it's more a boy. The blue, you can go heavier with the blue.
Heavy on the blue.
If you don't know, then you can stay with the neutral.
Yeah, or if you know that they're sort of planning, if this is the first of many, then, do that. Go gender neutral. Now, this is what we're making. Yeah, look at that. So that's the main panel down the front that you can see, and then strips from the other fabrics to just widen it, just give that little bit extra, and then it can be as wide as you wish. This is achievable. This is really achievable.
That's right. So what I wanted to talk to the viewers today about is thinking about, I remember when I bought a panel for my little nephew, and they are the sort of, I just thought, it looks a bit skinny, For me, I wanted it to be a square, a quilt.
There are times when skinny is good.
Absolutely.
In a quilt,
like you say, on the pram, in the cot. But if you want
getting in your jeans. That sort of thing.
But if you wanted a square quilt,
yes.
What I did with the panel I bought for my little nephew is added a border down 2 sides.
Yes.
And it's a really nice way if you don't want to do the whole patchwork of the whole top, but you fancy having a go at a little bit. So it's a nice way to add a little bit and make it unique as well. So you bought the panel off the shelf, but now you can put a little touch of something.
So it's, I guess it's the stage that you're at. If you only feel comfortable working with the panel, do you know what? That's great, and there are going to be loads of uses for that. Like you say, pram. It's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Actually, as the base on the cot, lovely. But if you want it wider,
and when they're tiny babies, you can actually wrap them around it that way it. So it's lovely. The panels are great.
So what are we going to do with it?
Okay, so on this one, the simplest form for me when I was looking at it, but what I wanted to speak to the viewers about is actually having a little bit of thought about when you come to do this, about the design.
Okay.
And not just for this panel, but for any quilt really that you might be adding a border to. So basically, for this quilt, you wouldn't necessarily want to put something too fussy down the outside. There's quite a lot going on here already, and it's very blocky. So you wouldn't necessarily put lots of triangles down the side. So think about the shapes that you're going to add with the border. What I've done here is I've picked up on the spacing and the sizes of these actual squares and rectangles on the panel itself. So these are about, I think, 5 inches wide and 2.5. But I've also sort of had a look at the measurements of the gaps in there.
Okay.
So what's nice to think about with a border is always think about the proportion of what you're using.
Yes.
So the simplest form, I've got a few other borders to show you here, but the most basic form really, I was talking to a lady the other day that had a similar, she had a quilt top ready, but she wanted to add a border, so she came for advice. And I'd said about doing this technique is adding 3 strips to the outside, getting slightly bigger. Actually, when I put this together over the last few days, the narrower one was supposed to be here and getting bigger towards the outside. But actually, when I laid it out, I preferred the blue.
The blue next to
this sort of solid blue here. So
it's amazing, isn't it, how you play, how you have an idea and you think, yes, this is definitely how it's going to work. Then you lay it out and actually it's okay to change your mind. It's so okay to change your mind.
But do that as well when you get your half meter, you know, if you've bought sort of meterage and all the different ones that go with this, lay them out in strips and have a look at overlaying them and the proportions. Yes. So I looked at this, I've put a little panel of plain in there just to match the same width as the gap we have here. But then I've cut these at, when they're stitched, they'll be an inch and a half and 2 inches. Okay. So not necessarily going double each time, but just getting
graduating. Nice.
Bigger.
I think it works. You can see the colourways just where you've got the repetition of the alphabet there, which works all through here. You've got the blues that it picks up. This is the joy, isn't it? When you see a collection together and you go, oh yeah, no, that's why it works. That's absolutely why it works. And then, of course, you can pick up any of these strips, possibly not the white alphabet because we're about to sell out of that one. But if you want to pick up any of the other ones, then you can have that to then match on the back.
If I just put this on the back, because the idea behind this was then, if this was on the back with the binding, you would just have the strong, the bold blue coming at the edge, so it would just finish this off.
Oh, nice.
You know, as the binding around the edge, you wouldn't have that much showing, but
well, let's move. Let's move it over so you get. So just imagine having a little hint of that frames it beautifully, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's almost like that full stop. That's it. That's it. Done.
On the edge, next to that pail. So that works really well. So I say this is really nice, quick and easy way to add that little bit of extra width to a quilt. Also, if you were adding this to, say, a double bed quilt, you might want to think about you'd have your border down 3 sides, but not necessarily the top, near the pillows. So there are lots of things to think about with borders, actually. If it's going to lie over the edge of a bed, I've put the alphabet here facing outwards, so that if it was over a little bed, the lettering would, you know, if you've got a directional fabric, things like that. But so think about a lot with proportion with your borders and what kind of pattern.
Do you know what? I would be tempted to buy a couple of panels, because then you could make, and apparently a lot of you are doing this, because, can I just give you that to hold for a minute? We had, on another show, we had the Hungry Caterpillar bag, but I'm just looking at this pattern, that was made out of one of the panels, and I'm just thinking, looking at this, firstly, you could do this as a changing mat, and then you could also, if you had another panel, you could chop it up and you could make it into a changing bag, you know, a baby bag as well, so that things start to coordinate and start to match, and wouldn't that be lovely? Really lovely. And you could line it in one of these and it would be absolutely gorgeous. But I love your idea also of a room tidy. And this was the thing. I didn't realise when I first had Freddie how much stuff babies come with. Oh my goodness. But actually maybe have this behind the changing mat, sort of put a garden rod through there, you know, the canes that you stick your peas up. And then have that hanging, and then you could have cotton buds in one, and you know, have all those things that you need, and you could do like a big panel to have a few nappies in, and just things like that, and bring it to life, because then it's tidying the room. So this is a beautiful way of working it in.
You just put a pocket for some doweling.
Yeah.
Just a piece of doweling to hang it somewhere.
That's it,
and,
doweling.
doweling.
There's me stealing it out of the garden.
The bamboo.
Yeah.
So that's the simplest form of adding, or the
Producer
easiest
Paul's
way.
just joined the party and said, you could cut them out and make them into pockets. Yeah, we've said that twice now. Yeah, he's joining in. It's good. It's good. Yes.
So this is the easiest way to add a little bit more width to this panel. But I've got a couple of other ways to show you here.
Should I pop this? Right, okay, so quick stock update for you before we carry on. Well done if you managed to get the alphabet and cream, that's now gone. Let's put that in the tray of vanishingness. Oh, hello, what's this?
So this is another design that I've put together as an alternative.
Wow, shall I
put it at the side of the panel?
Throw this out and then we can put that, oh look. Oh, nice. Isn't that spectacular? I like that.
So again, I've taken the 5-inch width proportion from looking at the design.
Yeah.
So bear that in mind so that it sits next to these sort of, the same sort of pattern. And then I've just done each 3 of the 3 fabrics, 1 strip each of the 3 fabrics, and just added a little neutral between them just to reflect again the gaps in the colour there. So that's another way of, these are all 2-inch strips, I think these were. So when they're sewn together, they're 1.5 inches.
And again, so it's just playing with your fabric, how you want to work it. And then what's this one?
And then this one, and so you can put that one that side. This one's quite sweet.
Oh, I love this one too.
This is more reflected in these little patches here. So I decided to do little, I cut these at about 2.5-inch squares.
Do you know what I would do then? I would get some felt or something, and then I would applique numbers.
Yes, you could do that
or letters on there, and then you could have that again round the outside.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So again, this isn't quite as wide as the 5-inch strip. So if you didn't want it, quite as wide, but again, all the different things that you can make this a bit more bespoke, after you've bought the panel.
Should we lay this out and then put this on the alphabet on blue so we can see? This is very popular, this alphabet on blue, and I think we're starting to see how it just gives that full stop to your quilt if you're using this to edge. There we go.
And certainly, if you didn't manage to get the alphabet on the white, you could then add in the other one.
Look at that.
The little triangles. Lovely.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
That really works.
Yeah. You
Angie, you clever thing.
So, but I just wanted to sort of, I think a lot of the people I teach, they're often actually quite capable sewers, but they struggle with design.
I think sometimes it's just trusting yourself. Yeah. It's, you don't necessarily... It would only take one art teacher 30 years ago to have said, oh, you're not very good at art. And that's it, you have it in your head that you're never good at it. Whereas actually, you've managed to design your home, you've managed to decorate your home.
Wardrobe.
Yes, absolutely, you manage to decorate yourself every day. So, you're doing well.
Absolutely.
And so, trust. Just trust. And the hard work is done for you because the colours are all there.
Yeah, so the range goes together beautifully. But sometimes it's just worth putting that little bit of thought into proportions and sizes, and then you will really nail it.
Echo it.
Yeah,
lovely.
Really.
I love this. Have we got messages? Oh, morning all, says Annette in Shropshire. I made a small quilt and a pocket tidy out of my panel, says Annette. Great minds. Yes. We're all thinking alike this morning. Well done.
Absolutely.
Linda in West Midlands says, hi, the panel would be great for a Linus quilt. What's a Linus?
Linus is a charity that make quilts for children that are ill or disadvantaged or, have lost their homes. So we often get together and make tons of quilts in a day for Linus.
Oh, how lovely.
It's a lovely charity.
Yes, it would.
Absolutely.
Again, perfect.
Lots of ladies make them at home and then send them to a local coordinator.
Oh, really?
Together, so, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. I've not heard of that. That's fabulous.
When often ladies that love to quilt, when they've made everyone in the family half a dozen, you still need to keep quilting.
There's still the urge to quilt.
The Linus.
Someone needs a quilt.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Linus charity is perfect. So we have lots of people make them for charity. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for highlighting that. And Patricia says, if you're putting it on the floor, eau de coat the underside. Yes, especially if you're going to pop them out in the garden.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, and then they're not going to get damp. Great idea. Well done, Patricia. Everyone's got their thinking heads on today. I like this. You're up early and you're with it. Had the coffee. Now, we've got a brand new book on the show. Brand new.
Brand new.
Brand new. Producer Paul and I chose this morning because, firstly, it's beginner friendly, so it's suitable for me. And also, it's got some gorgeous designs in there. So if you've got your beginner-friendly, here we go. This works, doesn't it? If you've got a panel or something like that, then you can go in and get some good ideas here. So they've got some really pretty ones. When we looked at this, the first thing you said, you saw it from across the desk, didn't you?
Yes, the diagrams looked very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Very clear.
It's step by step. And there it is. There's your hugs and kisses. Really pretty. So,
breaks it down, doesn't it, the patterns into manageable blocks each time.
It does. And there's one in here that makes me think of you. We'll get there in a minute. No, it's not that one. I thought it was. I was getting all excited.
The frog?
No, it's not the frog. Although you do have large, huge, beautiful eyes, like frogs have lovely big eyes. No, because he looks a bit squiffy. It's not that one.
That's about right.
Where is it? I want to find the quilt that you'll see. Here it is. It was this one because you know how we've had all that galaxy fabric that you've done such a stunning job on.
Yeah.
If you bought the fabric individually, look, you can make a galaxy fabric. Look, it's got it on the... Hang on. Go on. Yeah. It's lovely, isn't it? But you see, I don't know if you can see it more closely on the back, because that's the one on the back. And
is it called Galaxy Star?
Yeah.
Name.
Is that a thing?
Is that it?
Is that a thing? Yeah, Star Galaxy.
Star Galaxy.
And so that made me think of you because of the lovely quilt that you made for us. And then you've got all sorts of really pretty ones. I love that as well. You've got starry skies, all of these things really beautifully put together. So whatever your capability, ability, or just if you need a little bit of extra oomph, it tells you how to cut your fabric, everything else that you need to know, how to do your binding, takes you by the hand, and it even gives you templates in the back. Thank you very much. Fabulous book. We love it. And it's under £10. Boom. Yes.
I always like that.
I like that. DTMZ 68.
The nice thing about the illustrations in that is that they're shown in the block colours. And with quilting, it's often when you choose your fabrics about having a light, a medium and a dark to get that contrast in your block. Yes. So that's really well illustrated.
A light, a medium, and a dark, Angie.
People forget that when they...
Oh, if only we had something like that.
Easy to get carried away when you go into a online or into a quilt shop, and there's all that.
I get bamboozled. There's too much choice,
That's
then I buy the most inappropriate fabric because it's beautiful. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it.
You could buy a load of fabrics that are all sort of mid-tone, and so you won't get that contrast in the block. A really good tip, because there is actually a gadget out there that you can look through that will sort of highlight whether fabrics are light, middle or dark toned. But if you save the red wrappers, like Rubylith red wrappers off your chocolates. Am I allowed to say brand names?
Those
wrappers that have plastic and then a bit of foil inside. If you save the red ones, if you look through
like
red,
3D glasses,
like red Rubylith from I know it from my graphics background, it will really highlight whether a fabric is light, middle or dark.
So save your Christmas sweet wrappers and squint through them.
And look through them.
when we see people doing that.
It will really help with your quilting.
Most popular at the moment is the panel. Oh, I'm so pleased.
Panel.
I'm going to get one of these. I love it.
It is a lovely one.
In fact, I might get to and do the wall hanging.
It's so easy to quilt like
that. That's one thing that you can make from it that we've shown you there, and that's just the front. Can I show you the other book that we've got today? Is that all right to do it now? Or would you rather do it another time, Producer Paul? No, let's do it now. Here we go. The only reason that I bring this to your attention is because this is about making your first quilt. If you're getting a panel, it might be that this is your very first quilt. And this is a great book because look, it lies flat.
Oh, it's bound.
It's bound, it lies flat, so just keep it constantly by your machine. So all of those questions that you want to know, it's in there. It's all in there. It shows you about your rotary cutting, all your different tools that you need. It takes you step by step through there. It's all in there. All the different things that you need to know. I really like this book because it's there as a constant reference for you. All the different types of thread, your walking foot, how to put things together, it's all there. And then at the back, you've got a quick guide for sizings as well, and how to cut, what material you need for what size. It's all in there.
Excellent. Nice small size as well. Isn't
It's
it?
handy.
Yeah.
It's just one to just constantly have there. It's $10.95. It's bound, so you're not having to do the breaking the spine of the book, which I hate.
What does it say there? 12 easy layout options, 4 sizes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
One
From
fun block.
I thought that actually with all the illustrations at the beginning, showing you, follow one block, but if you arrange it differently,
then you've got lots of options. So, if you're easily bamboozled and too much option is not a good thing, then start with this. Brilliant. Oh, now, Angie, we're going to come back to you in just a sec. So would you like to get ready to start to demo?
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to look at one other alternative for our border. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make another one. You off with your bag.
What do we want to look at first? Let's have a look at the panel first, shall we? Oh, look, while we've been busy over there, Jay's been busy over here. Thank you, Jay, for rearranging those. We've got Jay in today. It's normally Amy on my shift, but it's Jay today. Hello, Jay. You all right? Hey, he's looking really well and healthy at the moment. He must be in love.
Had a little break.
We all said to him how well he looks. Here we go. You see, we're like a little family here at Sewing Quarter, and when someone's freshly in love, we love it. Well, there we go. Maybe Jay did this for his new girlfriend. Yeah. She'd love a hungry caterpillar, surely. Everyone loves a hungry caterpillar. Yeah. I love you. It's brilliant. And that could be, you could do that as a long skinny cushion, couldn't you? You could break this down into cushions. So you could do a long skinny cushion, you could do a square cushion, and then another long skinny cushion.
A bolster.
Producer Paul's getting, bolster, that's the word. Thank you, Angie. Producer Paul's getting quite excited. He's not seen the Very Hungry Caterpillar before.
It's a great panel, that. It's, like you say, you can do lots of other things with it.
It's a fab panel. It's lovely. There's just so many things. Again, you can make your baby bag out of it. You could do all sorts of things. Cushions, quilts, all sorts. But of course, you're going to need coordinating fabric, and this is the next most popular out of this range at the moment. So the panel is in the lead, closely followed by our scattered hearts. Yeah, look at these.
That's sweet.
It's very cute. And look at this, really affordable, just $5.45 per half a metre. ACMY 20. Again, for me, it's the texture. The Very Hungry Caterpillar is an absolutely iconic book. It's been translated into a huge number of different languages. But it's getting these different textures. And that's what I always remember from the book. That was my overwhelming memory of it, was that it was coloured textures rather than just plain colours. Now, which is why the red fabric here is so lovely, because it really highlights those textures. So if you're going with the red, then maybe you want to do the backing or the lining or whatever it is in that red, then it's just going to work. It's got that texture all through. It is actually called red texture. And there it is, £4.95. And again, all of these fabrics just echo that. I love the stars. But then my son's bedroom's all decorated in stars, so this would fit in an absolute treat. Love these. He has got the glowy ones, but I haven't stuck them on the ceiling yet, Producer Paul. That's yet to come. Here we go. £5.45. No, do you know what? Not every child has them, Producer Paul. Every child should have them, but I never had them as a kid, and I always wanted to have those fluorescent stars on the. Yeah. Director Tim took these down just last week. Aww. £5.45. VUMY 83. Oh, yeah, bunk beds. You see, that was the cool thing, wasn't it? You had bunk beds and then you had the stars up. Yeah. Ah, childhoods, they don't make them like that anymore, do they? But you can. You can with your caterpillar fabric. And this is the last of the caterpillar fabrics. They're going down memory lane, those boys upstairs, our director and our producer. £5.45 for your Hungry Caterpillar Spots. IQMY 30. This. Now, hey, Angie, you know you said to do a mid-range, a dark and a light.
Yes.
You've got an option of lights, haven't you? Because I go hearts or stars. Then that would have to work as your dark with the red, and then you've got that one as your mid.
But like
that would work.
If you squint or was to look through your red paper at the one with the stars, it might be just leaning into a mid.
Really?
Yeah. It can be really shocking sometimes when you look through.
But you know what? Look at those. Don't they just work beautifully together?
Lovely. Yeah. So you've got that contrast, so it'll work.
Wonderful. They're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. And if you've never read The Very Hungry Caterpillar, where have you been? Where have you been?
I haven't. I've been here.
Have you never read it?
No.
Angela, I even brought my book in the other week. Oh, I'll bring it back in again.
Haven't read it.
That's how you learn as a child about a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. How did you learn?
That's where I went wrong.
How did you learn? And he eats different things every day, and it has holes where he's gone through it, and you stick your fingers as a kid in all the different holes.
I do remember seeing it everywhere, but I've never read it.
He has quite a gluttonous Saturday, I'm going to say. You know, that's kind of his fat day. And then the next day just eats a leaf.
It's his,
it's like his fast day.
Takeout.
But back in the jungle.
Yes.
As we are. Oh, more strips.
Yeah, so I've prepared some strips here. Again, these are 2-inch strips, so when you've sewn them with your seam allowance off, they'll look like 1.5-inch strips. And again, with this one, I put the dark, medium, light in that sort of dark, medium, light in that sort of proportion. Yeah. This time I've put the dark in the centre of the band. So this is how I would have made these in strips and then cut them down into 5-inch squares.
Okay. It's an alphabet sandwich.
So it makes it a little bit more quickly. You know, you can do your piecing more quickly. And this one I've got.
That's where you are so clever. I would have. You know what I would have been doing?
Cutting lots of those little ones. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you're the brains of the operation. We've had another email.
So I'm going to cut
Karen.
those. Oh.
She just heard the term what? Binding.
Yes.
Binding and a quilt. Flange or something on a quilt. Don't know. We'll look into that later. We're not quite sure. Email us back and let us know a little bit more detail what sort of binding it is that you're thinking about.
So this is the way that you would start with this kind of strip. So you can put your strips together. You could do 4, you know, and then cut them down depending on the proportions that you want.
And what fabric you've got as well.
And what fabric you've got.
That's the other thing.
That's it. So I'm just going to chop the end off this now. Ooh. Squiffy, and then I'm going to chop these down into some 5-inch squares. So we've got a nice straight edge on that side there now, so I can work from this edge. So using this square, I can measure 5 inches to here, and then we can just line up, make sure that's nice and square. So I'm going to chop a few of these and just show you an alternative. We're going to make an alternative border.
Oh, nice.
But this one, I have a little bit more, a different pattern. Line that up.
We're still trying to work out what the question was.
Okay.
So she was So Karen wanted to know what the difference between a flange and a binding was, but it's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
I've never come across the term flange in quilting, but
have you not?
No.
I remember having a very, very funny conversation with a friend, and he just turned around and he said, because nobody wants a wobbly flange, and that stuck with me.
It's usually my nickname. I get called Flange all the time.
Do you?
From like childhood.
And there it is, it's stuck.
It's like, is it someone I know messaging in?
What's this?
Hi, Flange.
So we're cutting all of these strips.
Yeah.
Are we going to intersperse these?
Yes, we are.
Nice.
But in a slightly different pattern to what we've done here, just to show how.
Excellent.
That will
Do you know what? Loads of... Oh, goodness me. Whilst you're cutting there...
Yeah.
And do you know who's joined us this morning? And this is just those of you that have bought the Jungle panel. We've got Gillian in Oxfordshire, Gail in Lancashire, Patricia in Worcestershire, Christine in Lincolnshire. Lots of Lincolnshire going. Oh, Lincolnshire and Lancashire and all sorts. Pauline in Shropshire, Dorothy in Leicester. She's bought 2. Dorothy, have you got multiple grandchildren, or are you going to do the daughter... Or tell us, let us know. Christine as well, let us know what you're going to do with them. Jane in Bristol, Jeanette in Somerset, again she's multi-buying, good on you. Anne in Greater Manchester, Jane in Berkshire, Enid in West Yorkshire, the list just keeps going on. Do we need, yeah, there's loads. Well done, well done for you all getting these. This is absolutely brilliant. So get in touch as well, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes, no, that's lovely to hear that all those people are out there watching, isn't it? So we've got our 5-inch squares now, all prepared. So instead of laying them, you could again lay them like this, alternate, with the different fabrics, which would be very similar to this one.
Yes.
But what's quite nice when you've got a strong centre panel is to spin it around like this. And it just creates, it just creates a totally different design.
Look at that.
Again,
I like.
Start to put it together. Yeah, so
I would
gives you
never have thought of doing that.
So I thought that's what we'd have a go at sewing together now. You see, totally different, isn't it? Totally different feel to it than just the horizontal one.
If you just joined us this morning, good morning. We're working with the Makawa Jungle range, and this is oh, hello. Put my tablet on there. We're looking at how to extend. This is your panel, and then if you want to, grab the panel and then extend so that you put borders around. This is what we're doing. So if we add this onto here, you start to see how beautiful that works. Nice. Isn't that really lovely?
What I did as well with this one is when I just used it as a panel, I kept these little elephants in.
Yeah, I love these.
So I just bound, just, as close as I could to the selvage there and kept those little elephants in. But adding the border, because you're adding that fussiness and introducing other fabrics, I actually chopped the elephants off.
Could you cut off the elephant?
But then you could use that in something else as a little trim. Cut it off and use it somewhere else.
Well, do you know what you could actually? You could do a little handle, couldn't you, or a little wrap? So, if you were wrapping the quilt, then you could tie it in there. Yeah. Lovely. Let's show you the other fabrics because Angie's coming up with so many different ideas for how we're going to bind and do all of these. So let's have a look at this fabric. We think that
I'll stitch these together while you're looking at those. That's okay. I'm just going to do quarter-inch seams. So.
1/4 of an inch?
Yeah, just 1/4 of an inch piecing.
And the strip all the way down?
Yeah.
Nice. We think that this fabric here is going to work beautifully on the back of your quilt, because if you're laying this down for baby to lie on, then it's not going to get dirty, is it? It's not going to show any dirt. And that's perfect. Now, if you're buying 2 of these, then you get a metre. That's how that works. It's bought in half-metre increments. So you decide if you're using this for the backing or the binding or just panels, whatever you're doing with it. It's £5.45. Now, you see, what we think is really lovely, I'm just going to borrow your panel there, is to have this as your binding around, because it kind of gives you that full stop in the dark.
Oh, I love that, Annie. Just on that. It's nice, isn't it?
Isn't that fab? Oh, you see, you could have done... You see, if you're not buying the panel and you're just getting...
Yeah, of course you can. If you don't get the panel and just buy the different fabrics from the range, you can do whatever pattern.
Hey, it's good, isn't it?
That you like.
So that is your blue alphabet. Now let's stick with blue for a moment. So Angie's taught us this morning about having a dark and a mid-range and a light. This is our mid-range. This is our blue mid-range, and this is your triangles. So £5.45 for your blue background fabric. And again, this just works. I mean, if we have a look at Angie's one here, you'll see. Ooh. Here it is here in this strip panel down the side. You see how nicely that just frames everything. It's beautiful. And then we've got the blue, and then we need the light. So in terms of light, we've got this design again, but it is with a white background. So then you've got all bases covered. Lovely. And with all those colours just working. I think this is a lovely gender neutral range. Just fab. £5.45, triangles on cream, by the half metre, MJMY59. Yeah. So, Angie?
Yeah, I'm on the last one of these squares.
That's come together really quickly. I love that you do the strip and then chop up.
Yes,
that makes far more sense than how I would have done it.
Yeah, saves you lots of time. So you can just cut them straight from the half meterage, you know. Cut some long strips.
And just do it.
Just join them.
Just do it. Very, very popular this hour. If it is in your basket, please do check out your baskets. I think this might be on the endangered list. I think this might be that when it's gone, it's gone.
The panel?
Yeah, I have a feeling. I'd need to double check that, but I don't think we'll be getting this back in stock.
So I've joined these in twos to begin with again. So you could chain piece that, you know, to speed this up. And now I can carry on joining these together.
I love.
So it's I quite like the sort of brickwork, isn't it? Sort of, but that's striking. You could have put it the other way around, of course. You can play around with how you lay them out.
Oh, it works. Yeah. It really works. You clever thing.
Let me join this.
Hey. I do. Oh, it's beautiful how these things just come together. Of course, if you are brand new, then you can just use it just like that. And of course, get your cot wadding, your crib size wadding as well. So, of course, pop that in your basket too. Have we got the details for that? Beautiful. Yeah, for the wadding, because you're going to need a crib size wadding. I'm pretty sure I saw it on the show list.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, you can put a whole quilt together like this.
Yes, of course you can.
With the blocks going sort of horizontal and vertical.
Hey.
Just a whole quilt top. It's a really nice effect.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of the, I think this was thought I had a little bit of wadding. Oh, yes, just so that you can see the feel of it, actually, I brought this on. This is the crib size cotton batting that we've got, which is 80-20. So it's 80% cotton, 20% polyester, so it's got that stability. But it's quite a nice...
Yeah, I'm not sure which one. We've got so many different crib options. It's up to you. It's whether or not you want to go. We've got bamboo on the website. We've got 100% polyester, like you say. We've got the polyester. We've got the 80-20 in there as well. We've got all sorts. And again, we've discussed this before, haven't we? It's down to personal preference. If this is going to actually go over the child, if this is just going to be lay on the floor, you know, whether you want something that's going to be cotton and breathable, whether you want something that's going to be light and fluffy with lots of loft, entirely up to you.
They all work, really.
Yeah.
Like you say, a lot of it's down to personal preference. So now we've got them together in fours. Just one more.
It's coming together a treat, isn't it? Do you want me to be ironing any of these? Can I interest you in a quick press?
Do it all in one go, I think.
Okay. I really like this one as well.
It's sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, very pretty.
It just makes those gorgeous fabrics pop.
If you want to do an extra panel like this, then just pop onto our website on the part that says about the Spectrum Solids and get your optical white. That's your bright white, which is in the bright white in the background here.
Is that optical white or is it?
This background is on here, on this one. So grab that. Now, this just is beautiful. Oh, just your jungle, it works, doesn't it? Lots of you multi-buying. Please let us know what you've got planned for it. Is it just one? Are you multi-making quilts, or are you making door hangings, cushions and everything else? Bean bag? Oh, a bean bag.
Wow. You could do a big floor cushion, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could cut it in. Oh, sorry.
That's
yeah,
okay.
I'll do it.
No.
Oh, no, I'll do that. You carry on with whatever you need to do. Yeah, because you could cut it in half, and then you could put a panel around, and have it as a square beanbag.
Just press them one way. Not those ones.
Oh, right, not those ones.
Just where the joints
tell you
are.
what, you.
I was going to say, shall I do that?
Too many cooks and all that. Now we really think, and let me set this out for you again, that the alphabet, the blue alphabet, works beautifully as a backing and also as your edging. Now the cream of this sold out incredibly early this morning, so well done for you that managed to get hold of it. Now remember, you can check out your baskets as many times as you like throughout the day. You won't incur any extra postage or anything like that. Our postage is set at £2.95 per day. So it doesn't matter how much you buy, you'll never be charged more than £2.95. Even if you bought all the sewing machines that we stock, you would only be charged £2.95.
I love the dark alphabet. It's such a strong fabric, isn't
It's really working,
really
isn't it? And I love it.
Because you need that, like you say, that full stop.
Full stop.
Yeah, you need that contrast.
And that's it.
Definitely.
I do like that an awful lot.
It's nice with the edging.
Producer Paul's saying that he likes these panels here because he thinks that they look like they've been reverse appliqued.
Ah, okay. Yeah, they do kind of really stand out, don't they?
Yeah, we've got that later actually. We've got that on for 11 o'clock. I think that's our reverse applique out. Yes. Anyway, if you want to grab your blue background fabric, here it is. Yeah. Then grab it now, because when it's gone, £5.45, OUMY 62. Now, here we go. If you're buying 2 units of the panel, you'll get 2 panels. Yeah, that's how that'll work.
They're cut, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a panel, yeah, you'll get... So you get, that is your panel. So if you get, no, you're not missing any of the design. That is one panel. So if you're buying a panel for £6.95, that is the panel that you'll get. No, you won't get numbers missing or half of 5 or something. You'll get the whole panel. Yeah, that is what you get. That is your panel.
I think
it's like with the Hungry Caterpillar. You don't get half a caterpillar. You get the whole panel.
No, it is cut down on a prominent cut. 60 centimetres, is it wide?
60 centimetres by 112. Yeah.
Go.
Yep. Sue's been in touch. She's making perfect. She's making a learning book. Oh, how lovely.
That's nice.
Are you going to put different textures in it? So it crinkles and crunkles, and some you put little squeaky bits in. I don't know who got more excited about the learning books in our house, Freddie or me. I think it was possibly me. So this is another option. Let's have a look at our panel options then that you've made for us today.
Yeah.
So you've just whizzed that one up. Yeah. Lovely. I would never have thought of doing that or how to do it. You're an inspiration, Angela Attwood. And then...
That's a good job.
Just as well, eh? We'll have you back. So just different ways.
And a very simple, just the vertical strips too.
So whichever way you want to work it, looks brilliant, doesn't it? Just looks brilliant.
Lots of options. The fabrics go really well together, so.
We love it.
Yeah.
We really love it.
You'll be stuck for choice, that's the thing.
Oh, yeah. Hey, do you know what? Really lovely. Thank you, Angie. You're going to be back in an hour.
I am.
What are we doing then?
With a very delicious range of kind of mid-century fabrics. Made a lovely quilt.
Ooh, sounds
I want to take it
gorgeous. We'll be frisking you as you leave.
I know, I can't keep it.
Thank you. We will see you in an hour. I'm now going to go and have a look at those Hungry Caterpillars because a lot of you going for these as well. With good reason. here we go. So like we were saying with the other panel, when you get a panel, that is the panel. That is what you get when you buy a panel. So that's it. So if you buy 2 panels, you'll get 2 of these. It's just gorgeous. So you've got the vibrancy of the colours. You've got, of course, the textures, which is what the book was absolutely renowned for. A really lovely, lovely way to get a little one's interested in books and everything. Love it. Now, you've got your star fabric, which is great for your backing. And could you imagine bedroom curtains in that? That would be amazing. I'd love that. Or even bed sheets, bed linen out of that would be awesome. $5.45 for this. VUMY 83. Lovely. And then you've also got your hearts, scatter hearts. No, scatter caterpillar hearts or something like that is what it's called. Caterpillar scatter hearts, maybe? I don't know. £5.45. There we go. Scattered heart. Caterpillar scattered heart. There you go. Beautiful. And then if you want the red, here's your red. Now this is just I was going to say just a plain red, but look at the texture through there. There we go. So add that texture in for $4.95 per half a metre. Have we got time to squidge in the last one? Just at the end of the show, but let me just show you. I don't want you to miss out on this one, because that is your classic Very Hungry Caterpillar patterns through there. And it is $5.45 per half a metre, and your code is IQMY30. Boom. We are out of time for this hour, but next up, we have got some beautiful designer fabrics in bundles, perfect for some designer totes. Join us in just a few minutes. Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com. There are many ways you can watch Sewing Quarter. We are live every day on Freeview Channel 78 and online at sewingquarter.com from 8 a.m. till 12 noon. But if you've missed a show, don't worry. There are 2 easy ways to catch up. The first is through our website, www.sewingquarter.com, where we repeat that morning's shows throughout the day. On the homepage, you'll see our video stream. Click on the video to hear sound and see a list of the products that we have shown in that day's shows. The second way to catch up is on our YouTube channel. All our shows are kept on YouTube, so if you buy a product and want to see the demonstration again, you can. Go to www.youtube.com/sewingquarter, where you'll find all our shows listed by date. Select your preferred date, then using the description beneath the video, jump to the hour you want to watch. Then you can pause, rewind, play and skip your way to the bits that you want to watch again. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from the Sewing Quarter worth £14.99.
Welcome back. Lovely to have your company this morning. Thank you for getting up bright and early with us. We're here this hour. Victoria Peat has joined us this morning and she's brought us this to make. So absolutely stunning tote bag in gorgeous designer fabrics. We're going to show you the fabric bundles in just 1 minute, but I know lots of you have questions to ask in these kind of hours. So let's tell you how you get in touch. We love to hear from you. Thank you for everyone that's messaged in already today. So in order to get in touch, head to the website sewingquilter.com. Click on watch and then you can view us live, and then underneath message the studio down there, type in your message. That does have a character upper limit, so if you've got lots and lots and lots to say, then email us, and that's studio@sewingquilter.com. But if it's just a quick hi, how are you, love the show, then that works really well in just the message the studio box. Underneath that is your quick guide from everything that's on the show. These are all of the items that are left and still in stock. So if you want to grab those, that's like your quick shopping list as to everything that we've had on the shows, all your tools, everything that you need to get going, it's all on there as a quick reference so that you're not having to remember codes and try and search the website. It's all in there. There we go. Now, what we've done for you today is we've bundled a designer fabric with a beautiful fabric to line and then a contrasting fabric to emphasize the other designs that we've got for you. So this here is one of the finished items. We're going to make this today. Victoria made this for us. Love this. Isn't that gorgeous? And do you know what I really love about this? I love our Amy Butler fabrics, which is what this is. And I feel that this finally has the showcase that it warrants for such a gorgeous fabric. It really is the main event of the bag. It's all about that stunning, stunning fabric. And then we've given you a plain fabric to highlight, and then on the inside, you've got that spot. So this fabric bundle here, yeah, look at the price, $13.95 for a ½ metre of your designer Amy Butler fabric. Let me show you just how beautiful this is. This is the one that I want blinds or something out of, because it's just so, actually there are a couple here that I would really like that. But look at that, it's just beautiful, and this is why it needs a project like this to really bring it to life. $13.95 for ½ metre of that, and then a ½ metre of our contrasting fabrics, which just work beautifully. So we do like a spot for a lining, and here it is. So you've got those colours so that you don't have to. All you have to do, sit back, relax, wait for it to arrive, and get making whatever you like. So lots of you going for this already. Busy, busy, busy. Ooh, let's go over here. Out of the Dashwood ranges that we've got, this is my absolute favourite out of there with the peacocks. You know I'm a little bit peacock crazy, but it's beautiful. You've got cornflower blue and spot on sunshine, but let me show your designer in here. This is one of, oh, no, I don't have a favourite this hour. Producer Paul saying, is this my favourite? But I do love this peacock. This is absolutely my favourite Dashwood design out of the Dashwood Studios that we've had on the shows. So this is your Distant Dreams from Dashwood. $13.95, OTGC05. We've picked out that yellow, we've found that matching blue, we've done the hard work for you. All you need to decide is how you're going to do this. Are you going to make bags and use them for the lining and to emphasize, or are you going to have cushions and have that as the back of your cushion? How are you going to do it? Let us know today. Message in, let us know exactly what it is that you're doing. Now, we've got two versions. So we've now moved on to Joel Dewberry, but I want to show you, you see, we've got it in two different colourways. And this is one colourway. Look at that. This is Bizarre. That's the name, not just my description of it. I love it. Look at that. It's so strong and scrumptious. Absolutely love it. Oh, Producer Paul, for anyone that got that designer, that bundle yesterday, the Opulence bundle, those colours, yeah, look at that. That is gorgeous. Linings for things. Could you imagine if you had a jacket and that was the lining? Oh, be amazing. Back of a waistcoat, be amazing. $13.95 isn't just for that. Oh no, you get a ½ metre of that, but we've found you a spot-on fabric to match that, which is your spot-on papaya, and then we've got the dark blue, a ½ metre of each there, $13.95. Now, what Victoria's going to use for us is our last bundle that I've got to show you today. Now, this is the same bizarre print, but look at it, how the completely different feel in a monotonal fabric. It's far more subtle. It looks like, it almost looks like it could be a mosaic floor. When you see it from afar, and this is it in eucalyptus, I love this one. This would work in my bathroom. Beautiful. So you get your eucalyptus, which is it's kind of got a tealy effect to it. So what we've matched this with, I love this. I do love these fabrics. They're just gorgeous. We've got your spot on and your solid there, all working beautifully, playing happily together. $13.95. This is great value here. ZLGC60. We're going to see what this looks like in the flesh with Victoria Peat. We're making this. I'm going to take this with me. Hey, Victoria!
Hello.
Lovely to see you.
Nice to see you
Thank
too.
you for coming in. Now, the last time that we saw you, you were off to collect your dad from the airport. You hadn't seen him for 2 years.
No, I haven't. I hadn't.
It's the joy of having relatives
who's
who's at the other side of the world.
I know, it's a long way, and he had a really long journey.
But he's here.
But he's here. Well, he's actually not here. He's in Devon with his friends.
Oh.
Drinking and
But he
playing
has
golf.
been here.
Yes, he has been here, and he will be back on Friday.
Hey! There we go.
Hooray.
And you did manage to collect him from the airport.
Yes, we did.
Awesome.
Exciting.
The boys upstairs can't believe that he's decided to come all this way to play golf when Australia has the best golf course in the world. But we'll gloss over that. Now, what you've done for us today is you made this one to show us just how gorgeous these are. This is our Amy Butler fabrics. A lot of you absolutely loving this and going for this already. I don't blame you. It just is gorgeous.
It's lovely. And this, is it called claret?
Yes.
The claret, I think, highlights it just perfectly.
Well, this is why we've put the bundles together for you, so that you can have a pretty cheeky lining with a little spot on.
Because normally
fabric.
you'd go for a plain lining and
you would.
the contrast, but I thought that the claret highlighted it beautifully.
So we've got the spot on in there as a lovely lining. This bag's actually reversible, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yep.
So you can do that, but you've always got that claret. Shall I reverse?
Go for it. Pull it through.
So you had 2 bags in one. Hey, happy birthday, Rachel, as well.
happy birthday.
Who loves everything.
Oh, good. That's what
Just
we like.
keep up the good work. I love that.
That's nice.
So then you see, you know how we were saying about how that would make a really cheeky lining?
Oh, even more exciting. I love exciting linings.
Me too. So realistically, what happens in my household is I have a beautiful bag like this, really lovely. Off we go somewhere nice for the day. Diddle diddle diddle. Freddie spills something.
Or you put it on something horrid.
Yeah. Turn it inside out. Still got a clean bag. Yay!
Clean bag.
Winning.
Job done.
Winning at life. Now, did this come out of the bag making Bible
Yes,
book?
it did.
Oh,
and
happy days.
interesting
We've got that.
link is that the foreword in this book is by Amy Butler.
Yes, she's had a hand in the book, which isn't a surprise when you see the beautiful fabrics that are a majority of Amy Butler fabrics. So, yes, there you go, Amy Butler fabrics, and the foreword. There we go. There she is. I think this is what we've been waiting for, isn't it? Beautiful bags to really utilise these fabrics. I never know whether or not whether I see a fabric and that tells me what I want to make, or whether the other way around.
Yeah, sometimes one way, sometimes the other.
Whether I see the make and then have to find the fabric.
This is a really good book because the prints are so bold in it. It gives you a good
That's the one.
inspiration.
Is that the one?
Yes, that's the one.
Yes, it is the one. Yes.
And so they've shown it there in these fabrics, but actually if you just close the book a little second, that's the same bag on the front as well.
Oh,
so
nice.
you can see how you can create different effects with different fabrics.
Ooh.
Different feel to it.
Ooh. Actually, with that, Producer Paul, you know the Tanya Whelan fabric as well? That's a bit like that, isn't it? That sort of...
Yeah.
But, oh yeah, look. Oh, it's just brilliant.
And it's a lovely book because it's a teaching book. It's not just here's a pattern, make a bag.
No,
it teaches you all the tips and techniques that you need in order to make each bag.
So squaring off there, just all covered.
And each bag has new skills involved. It's not just a rehash of, oh, we've taken this pattern and changed it a little bit to make this one. They're completely new patterns with different skills.
Which means that then if you want to eke and tweak, you can.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. Oh, nice. Very nice. We've had a message. I made the bag after you first featured it. Super easy and looks so professional, says Diane.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Diane. See, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I like that, because then it's not just us saying it.
No. To hear that someone else has made it, it makes it feel more achievable.
And that it's super easy. Hey. Now then, this fabric that we're using today, you've done the outside.
Yes.
So the way the bag works.
Yeah, the bag is constructed. There are only 2 pattern pieces for the bag.
Okay.
There's the main body of the bag and the base. So that's quite simple. You're not wrestling with lots and lots of different pieces. And the outside of the bag is made exactly the same way as the lining of the bag.
Okay.
So I thought I'd pre-do one so that we can demonstrate more skills on the show.
So this is the outside of the bag. Now, you just haven't left that as an outside of the bag, have you? You went, actually, can quilt, will quilt.
Yes, I have. The pattern calls for fusible fleece, but I thought actually it'd be nice to try and see what it looks like with a wadding that's been quilted, because it gives it a bit more texture, but still gives it some strength. So we've used the 4-ounce wadding on the inside and we quilted it, so I can give you a little demonstration on how you might prepare your pattern pieces for that. But you essentially, make the outside of the bag with the base, and then you do the same thing again with the lining.
For the lining.
And
so
you slip one into the other.
2 bags in one. Now, the wadding that you used was the 4-ounce poly wadding. Here it is. Just $4.95, and you get a lot. That's a metre by a metre, so you could do a couple of bags with that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
ZBGQ34. Great excuse to give that quilting a go.
Yes, and it's not tricky at all. What I've done, though, is I have, when I did the base and the body of the bag, I actually cut out a larger rectangle than the pattern piece requires to give myself a little bit of space. And then I've drawn on the quilting lines. You can do it freehand if you're really confident, but if you've not done it before, it's a good idea to draw your lines in. So if I just remove that from my pre-prepared piece of wadding. If you take your rectangle and you take a quilting ruler, you use the 45-degree angle line, and you line that 45-degree angle line up against one of the straight edges of your piece that you've cut out. I'm just going to draw my first line, I'm going to eyeball it, approximately in the middle of my piece of fabric.
Right.
Does that make sense? I'm going to just draw that in.
So this is a little add-on. The pattern is all in the book, but if you want to then give quilting a go, then you absolutely can, and this is how to.
Yeah, it's about making bags your own.
So the quilting gives you that extra little feel, doesn't it? That extra professional feel, and also an extra texture.
Yes,
it's lovely.
I think it's nice to do that. So what I'm doing is I'm just drawing lines 2 inches apart, but you can do them 1 inch apart, 1.5 inches apart. The more you quilt a piece of fabric, the denser and more stiff it becomes.
Oh, so if you want it to be very rigid, then do them close together.
Yes, quilt, quilt, quilt.
Producer Paul, I overheard Producer Paul this morning saying, I really like that bag. It's like one you'd buy in the shop.
Oh, that's a compliment and a half.
That is a real compliment.
That's lovely. Really nice.
And it's really, really lovely. And actually, you'd pay a lot of money for this in the shop as well.
Okay, I need to draw my lines the other way.
He says the last bag that you made as well was beautiful.
Oh, I like bag making.
Yeah,
it's good.
Very satisfying.
No issues with fit.
No issues with fit.
No issues with fit.
And also, I don't have my husband saying, are you sure that goes with the colour of the sofa and this, that and the other? So, we don't have arguments over the fact that I've got too many flowers.
They don't always do flowers, do they, boys?
No. So it means that I can have the fabrics that I want in pretty things that I'm going to use.
Yes, you get it away in different ways.
And that works for me. Now, very, very busy on those fabric bundles. The most popular today is the Amy Butler, is this one. Gorgeous.
It's nice, it's a really rich colour.
Isn't it? I'm gonna just check stocks for you on that. Let's have a look. So this is in your bundle. It's $13.95 there. If you check out your baskets, how many have we got? If everybody who's got it in their basket checks out, there are 2 left. Okay? Just 2 left. So that's if everybody checks out their baskets. If everybody checks out now, there's only 1 left. Oh, quick.
Super fast.
Yeah, $13.95. Get your Amy Butler.
Right, I'm not going to quilt this whole thing because I'm sure people want to be concentrating on a bag, but I'll just show you the general process of what I'm doing. Once you've drawn your quilting lines, you can then attach it just with some long, I've used the long quilting pins to attach that to the wadding.
Right.
And then I'm going to sew along these lines. But when you're quilting, make sure that you don't start every line at this end and work this way every time, because gradually, even if you're using a walking foot, the fabric will creep.
Okay.
So one in this direction, one in this direction. So alter the direction you're going in. And when I'm quilting, I like to use a slightly longer stitch on the machine.
Oh, okay.
Just because I think it looks a bit nicer. And
Top tip. So whilst you do that with your nice walking foot is on there, all good to go.
Yes, walking foot's on and ready to go.
I have. You see, this is what happens when you work here. I've been inspired, and I did actually get out my walking foot the other day.
Oh, they're great.
I've always been scared because I didn't really know how to put it on.
People are, because one, you don't know how to put it on.
Yeah.
It's big and bulky, and you're thinking, what do I need that for?
I had to get a screwdriver out. I
Yes,
mean,
you do for this one.
That worries me. But I did it, and actually it was super easy. So sometimes in my head it was far more complicated than it actually was to do. And that was...
Just give it a try.
That was the fact. Yeah. Now, Amy Butler's written the foreword on this book. It is a beautiful book. This is one of my favourite bag making books. Really, really lovely. This is your bag making Bible, but it's going to take you step by step through. And of course, the fabrics in here are exquisite. You can get gorgeous fabrics from us today as well, with them all matching. So actually, grab the book, grab your fabric, and you're away. Whatever type of, it even takes you through the anatomy of the bag. So whatever it is that you're making, whatever type of bag that you want to get making, step by step in there. This is the one we're making today. Really lovely. It's reversible, so that's how you can make it.
But if you didn't want to make it reversible, you'd still make it in the same way, but you could add a pocket on the inside or something.
Yeah. So lots and lots of inspiration within that book. Hang on, it's a capsule wardrobe of 8 exclusive designs.
Oh, I do aim for it.
Oh, nice.
I would love a capsule wardrobe, but you know what? I can't throw clothes out. I'm terrible. I keep all my clothes.
It's a bag capsule wardrobe.
Got lots of those as well.
Now, if you don't check out your baskets now for the Amy Butler, then you will miss out. Oh no, you will miss out. So please check out now. There are only 3 left. So please, if you've got it sat in your basket, please check out your basket. I don't want you to miss out, and it's so pretty. But we do have other bundles. So I'm just going to show you what Victoria's been busy squirreling away at over there.
So I've just made a bit of a start, and you can start to see how it turns it from a flat piece of fabric into something that's got a bit more texture to it.
Yeah,
so I've just done some of those lines.
There. Look at that already. Already like that, just lovely.
And then what you would do is you take your pattern piece and lay that over the top and just trim with your rotary scissors or with standard scissors.
Okay.
And just then trim that down. But if you've quilted something a lot more than I have, it does pull the fabric in a little bit. And you wouldn't want to do that quilting and then find that the quilted section doesn't fit the lining section. So quilt, then trim.
Okay, no, I'm with you.
Okay,
so before we move on, I'm going to go and show everybody the fabric options.
Shall I just show you the first step, which is a bit boring? Okay. And I can sew that whilst you're doing that bit.
Really enthuse us.
Come on.
We'll do the boring bit and then we'll move on.
It's not exciting viewing. Let's put it that way. So you take your main body of the bag, right sides together, 1 centimetre seam allowance.
Now, what have you done to this?
That would be worth mentioning. Interfacing.
Right.
So for the lining and the base of the lining is iron-on interfacing.
Okay. Any particular
medium weight?
Okay.
Medium weight is fine.
Nice.
And I've pre-prepared that because it's nice to apply it, leave it to cool.
Right, yes.
Get it set.
Yes.
So I'm just going to do 1 centimetre seam allowance up each edge.
Is that the boring bit?
That's the boring bit.
All right, you do that.
You're allowed to go now.
I'll leave you to do the boring bit. We're going to go and look at the pretty
bossy.
stuff over here. I need to get rid of this now, don't I? Because that's gone. Here it is. Oh, the beautiful peacocks. These are utterly stunning. This just screeds. Oh, it's a summer holiday bag, isn't it, in this? Absolutely beautiful. This is your Dashwood Studio. It is Distant Dreams. That's the name of the collection. But it is exquisite. Look at the peacocks in there, the vibrancy of those colours. You've got the hot pinks, the hot oranges in there, and then you've got the cool blues as a contrast. And then there is, we've teamed it. We've gone, yes, let's find that lovely sunshine yellow spot. And then we've found, there we go, we found the cornflower blue there, the spot on sunshine, and it's all working together beautifully with that gorgeous pattern. $13.95 for all of that, 1/2 metre of each. So whatever you're making with this, they just work beautifully together. OTGC05. Maybe you're going to do the reversible bag. Who knows? Okay, because this is a kit, because this is a bundle, sorry, not a kit, the fabric has been pre-cut already. So if you're ordering 2, you're not going to get an endless metre. You'll get it cut in half. You'll get 2 1/2 metres pre-cut. So I don't want anybody, because normally when you order our fabric, it comes as one continuous length. But if it's coming in a bundle, it's already cut, boom, ready to go. But if it is in your basket, please do check out your baskets. I'm afraid it's one of those shows where what we've got, and then we've already had one sell out. I don't want anybody to miss out. Now, let me show you the 2 different bazaars that we've got. This is the crazy thing. Look, they are the same pattern. I don't know if you can... It is, just by having the difference in colours, but they are the same pattern. So let's take a look at the one that we're not working with right now. Just stunning. Look at that. I love this.
That would look so nice with navy handles.
Yeah, navy handles. Well, you've got the navy in there, so of course that navy is going to be picked up. You've got the papaya spot on, so that you can do that. A top designer, fabric designer. Then you get your spot on, which of course works, and then you get your dark blue there so that you can really highlight everything. All of that for $13.95. That's 1.5 meters. And I think we've really seen with these bags how these vibrant, large prints work as the main body of the bag. It's just gorgeous. Now, the one that we're working with today is this one. And this, again, same design, but isn't it different in just your monotones? So this is it in eucalyptus. This is Bazaar in eucalyptus. Beautiful. Really gorgeous. $13.95. This is the one that we're using. What we've done is we've popped this again with a spot and again with a plain so that you can really get the full effect. And that's your bundle. $13.95. ZLGC60. This is the one that we're using today. So if you're looking at it going, gosh, I love that. Yeah. And we're going to make a lovely reversible bag. In fact, we're partway through. Let me show. Yay! So you've done centimetre seam allowance down the side,
yes,
and then
I
saw
pressed
you
those open.
Ironing.
I did.
Sneaky
I
ironing.
snuck that in.
Yeah.
I pressed those open because it's easier when you come to attach the base.
Now this is the lining for this bag. This is made in exactly the same way as the outside, apart from we've shown you how to quilt the outside
with a bit of extra flourish.
Yeah. But the inside is made the same as the outside. So once you can do the inside, well, we've got the bag done there, haven't we?
Do it twice. Yay. So you've got your pattern piece, and the pattern piece has got a couple of notches that you just snip in. I've also added another notch. If you fold the pattern piece in half, I've just added a little notch on this end.
What's this, the pattern piece?
This is the base. For? This is the pattern piece for the base.
Hang on, it's only half the base. Do you have to fold it on the cut on the fold?
Cut on the fold.
Right.
So once you've cut it on the fold, open it out. Add these little snips, which correspond to snips on the main part of the bag. I've just added this one in here to correspond with the side seams on the bag.
All instructions in the book.
In the book.
This has all come out of the Bag Making Bible book, one of our favourite bag making books. $14.95, VWSP91.
So to attach the base to the main body of the bag, be it the lining or the side 1 or side 2 if you're doing reversible, is start with the notches.
Okay.
So I've done the side seams first, and then I'll do the other notches. And you just pin all the way around. The tricky part is when you come to attach the curved section. That pin's not very sharp. That's
yeah, we've got the quilting ones, which aren't meant to go through quite so many layers of interfacing.
So we've got the notches. I'll just find those.
So match the notch.
Match the notches so that you don't get a skew-if kind of base.
Yeah.
You want it to go in the right place.
We don't want a squiffy base, do we?
And if you've ever inserted a sleeve head or a sleeve into a garment,
yes,
it's that kind of thing where you're attaching a curved section
to a straight section.
A straight section.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to ask it, difficulty level.
The main part of the bag and the piping, I'd say a confident beginner to intermediate.
Okay.
I would say you wouldn't want to do it as your first bag, particularly if you've never sewn curves or dealt with bias binding.
Okay.
But actually, once you've sewn a couple of items, then I think you'd be pretty good to go.
Good to go. Excellent. I remember the first bag that we ever made at school was like a gym bag, but it was a circular one, so we had to do circles on both ends and insert a zip. No wonder it's taken me 30 years to do another zip.
Yeah, and to do circles as well as your first project. I think that was our first machine project.
See,
that's a teacher who wanted you to be busy for a long time.
Yeah, wasn't it just?
Fill a term.
Yeah.
No, unpick it.
Yeah,
go again.
It needs to be perfect. But you can see, if you are made to do a project like that too soon, how that would put people off.
It would do. I think that's quite frightening.
Yeah. I picked a beautiful paisley fabric there. I mean, I can still remember.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Yeah, I can still remember the fabric that I picked. But I was under 10.
Oh, what?
Under 10 when we were making... Because I can remember I had 9 different changes of school, so I can always remember how old I was.
Right, okay.
By which school I was at. So, yeah, under 10 when we made those.
That's young to be doing sewing at school. It's a shame they don't do it in schools anymore.
No, we started off very young with the sewing, because we had an hour's craft activity every day.
Oh, right, okay.
Or PE. So, yeah.
Go for the crafts.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, I liked PE.
Oh, no, you didn't get a choice. It was,
right, it's scheduled.
Yeah. Oh, we've got another message. Nicola in Oxfordshire. Hello, thank you very much for your message. She says, good morning, ladies. I've only just joined you this morning. Missed a great hour, first thing. Please, can you tell me which interfacing you are using, and can you buy it separately? Yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. It's a medium interfacing.
Medium weight iron-on. I don't know if we sell sew-in.
It's coming up.
Do we sell sew-in interfacing?
Yes, we do.
Oh, right. It's the iron-on.
It's the iron-on. Here, there.
Somewhere, flying.
It's all backwards. It's the wrong way around.
That always throws me.
$2.95.
And you get a nice big
there
sheet.
we go. NXGQ17. Our producer's being really mean. He said the graphics have always been there, Natasha. They've never changed.
Still, it's odd when it's all back to front.
It's still the wrong way round. Yeah.
Needs to actually float next to you. That would be helpful.
Wouldn't
a hologram
it?
that comes down.
Yes. Why aren't we doing that?
Put that in.
Yeah.
Request.
So pinning seems to be quite important here.
Yeah, it is.
Look at this.
Particularly, I know, you could end up with pins everywhere.
Looks like some kind of
torture.
Wow.
And it can be
acupuncture.
Oh, I've never tried that.
Acupuncture.
I'm not good with needles, so the thought of acupuncture doesn't really appeal.
Oh, I quite like a spot of acupuncture.
Yeah, my sister-in-law swears by it. She says it's fabulous.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ooh.
But don't worry, you don't have to. You don't.
Not intentionally.
No,
I'll try not to.
Just for the bag.
Just for the bag. Okay, so last 2 pins going in.
So important to make sure that it's nicely secured so that you don't get a wonky bottom.
Yes, because actually sewing this part on is a little bit tricky. And it says in the book not to worry too much about getting it perfectly right. You can add in little pleats as you go round because it makes the bottom of the bag look pretty.
Oh, we've got a stop warning. Which one?
Warning.
The one that you're using.
Oh.
If everybody checks out now, you've got it. But that only leaves 2 left, okay? So it's only going to take a second. So if it's in your basket now and you check out now, you've got it. You're guaranteed it. If you leave it any longer, it's only going to take 3 more people to come in this morning, and that's it. I can't guarantee it to you anymore. We've only got 2 left that aren't allocated.
Wow.
It's busy, busy.
It is
busy.
Hello. Right, I'm just putting the...
Quick foot change.
A quick foot change, or quick as I can. When I'm putting on a base like this, it's easier, I find, if you use a zipper foot.
Oh, really?
Because when you... I'll show you in a second. Let me just get that on. When you come to sew round these little curves, and I'm not sure how the best way is to show this, but because you're not sewing 2 flat pieces together, this is across the 2 sides of the bag, it's difficult to get a wide foot in this gap when you're going around the corners. So a zipper foot is more narrow.
Yes.
So I'll put the zipper foot on and put my needle all the way over to the left-hand side, which, oh no, not that one, sorry.
You're right.
Across that way, yeah. I'm just going across to the left.
It is like driving somebody else's car, isn't it? A different machine.
It is a bit odd. My dad always gets in my car. He's borrowed my car to go down to Devon.
Oh, has he?
And he got in the car and I said, "You're moving the seat, aren't you?" Moving the seat, moving all the mirrors.
You know what else he'll do? He'll change the radio station.
Oh, yes, totally.
Oh, and you'll get back in the car and you'll go preset 1. Well, no, that's not what
changed.
Yeah, no, my husband does that every time. Just like, oh, no. Yeah, and of course you can't change it while you're driving along because it's dangerous.
No, I made him...
You've got to do your whole journey.
I really mothered him, poor dad, before he left. I made him set the sat-nav and make sure his phone was connected. Did the whole lot. Poor
what
dad.
side did the ride?
Same side.
Okay, so you don't
Otherwise,
have to worry
he
about him
wouldn't
driving
be
on the
in
other
the
side of the
car.
road.
No.
Oh, that's okay then.
Right, so the base gets sewn on with a 1 centimetre seam allowance. Now, bear in mind that if you're using your zipper foot and you've moved your needle to the left, your reference point on the plate of the sewing machine may have moved.
Different as well.
So bear that in mind. And then we'll
Very precise.
Well, you have to be in bag making because they've designed the bag with a 1 centimetre seam allowance. If you use a different one, you won't fit the base in. It just will not sit right.
Okay, instructions, full instructions in the book. So don't you worry. Details for the book down the bottom there, $14.95, VWSP 91. So we're giving you bundles of inspiration, bundles of fabric, just bundles. Have we got, did you say there was another message, Producer Paul? Because it's not come down to my tablet. It's not here.
Making its way through the ether. When you're sewing the bag together and you're coming up to the corners, it gets a little bit tricky, and I don't know whether you can see this on screen, but around this section where you're coming around the curve can get a bit bulky. So I like to put my hand inside the bag and just pull the fabric out the way. Can you see in here?
I see.
I've just pulled it out the way as you go around the corner, and go slow and take your time. Take your pins out as you go. You can use sewing clips as well when you're bag making, but round tight corners, I quite like to use the pins.
Well, you've used a lot of pins to really secure that and make sure there's no margin for error as you come around there.
Yeah, and if you're really nervous, you can baste it first.
Yeah.
Baste it, have a look and see whether you've gone in the right place, and then you can unbaste anywhere that you need to.
I just say, camera guys, great shot there.
I know, it's a good one, that one.
Yeah.
And then when you come to this section here, which I'll try and not...
Oh, where your seam
where the
was.
seam is, make sure that your seam sits flat when it goes underneath the foot, just to reduce bulk.
Brilliant, okay.
So I'll just slowly work my way round.
Nice. Whilst you do that, Nicola's message back. Oh, thank you, Nicola. She says, thank you so very much. You guys are amazing.
Oh, that's kind.
Well, you know, we try.
Don't get that on a normal day. Doing the school run. No one's saying, hey, Victoria, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Your children are at school and dressed. And they've had breakfast.
I've managed it. They're even clean. This is brilliant.
Well, I can't guarantee that. There's normally toast around the face or something.
A bit of peanut butter smeared somewhere. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, thank you. That was nice to write in and say that. Thank you.
So thank you, Nicola. That's always appreciated. But it is, though, isn't it? We don't tell each other enough that we're amazing.
No, we don't.
It's all good. But do you know what? Here at the Sewing Quarter, we do have some amazing guests that just blow my mind with some things they produce.
And there's some great projects. I mean, this bag is really brilliant. I really love it.
Now, we've only really focused in the book on that one, but there's another bag in here.
Something else has caught your eye. Add it to the list.
Oh, hang on. If everyone checks out the basket, then the book's gone too. Look at this one. Look. Look.
Which one have you chosen?
Oh, look at the penguin one.
Yeah, I really like that little bag.
Isn't that gorgeous?
I like a little bag. When you've got your hands full with children, you don't always want a big bag all the time.
No, well, because they have enough bags of their own, don't
Yes,
they?
they
Let's
do.
be honest.
Sometimes you just need something where you know where your purse and keys are. Lippy.
Keys, wallet, and phone.
Yes.
Oh, look, you even get shown how to do trimmings. All
Pockets,
sorts in here.
zips.
The multitasking tote.
Straps, piping.
Hey, look, you know, first hour this morning, we were all about the baby quilts. What about the multitasking tote as a baby bag? Bottles in the end, baby wipes and everything else in there. I mean, that looks very pretty with all your flowers, but practically, it's going to have a load of other stuff in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Changes of clothes.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, always a fresh pair of trousers, a fresh pair of socks.
I always remember when the girls were little thinking, I wonder how old they'll be before I start leaving spare clothes behind.
How old are they now?
Oh, they're definitely old enough now.
Really?
They're 6 and 8.
There will always be puddles. That's the thing. There will always be puddles. Yeah, but my son is the one, because my parents live in Cornwall. We used to live in Cornwall. And so we still go down. And my son will be on the beach, face down. The tide will have gone out. He'll be in the wet sand doing sand angels in December.
Brilliant.
In December, and he's the child that stood in the boot of the car being stripped completely and redressed. And he doesn't complain. He never complains. Oh, this is fab. This is the great getaway bag. I like that. It's really nice. Okay, this is sold out. If you've got it, if you check out your basket, then it's gone. Can't guarantee it now. Oh my word!
Lots of
I'm
bags
going to give you some
being made.
names. Let's have a look. Christine in Essex, Kathleen. I can't even pronounce where you're from. Let's just go with names.
Where's she from? No, I can't pronounce that either.
Janice, Susan, Patricia, Barbara, Rosemary, Penny, Brenda, Diane, Beryl, Belinda, Marjorie, Mandy, Pauline. Thank you all so much.
Lots of bags on the way.
All buying with us today. Sandra, Pauline, Sarah, Margaret, Pat, Denise. Gosh, Valerie, Annie, Helen, Julie, Jo, Sandra, Kate, Pamela, Linda, Susan, Janice, Marjorie, Julie, and the name goes on. If you are a new buyer, hello. Depending on what you are we still giving away the little sewing kits. down here. Let's have a quick look at this. There it is. If you're a brand new buyer today and you've just joined us and you've just bought something over £10, that's not including your P&P, you'll get a little 7/4 sewing kit as a, hey, welcome, thank you, nice to meet you. Have it on us.
Lovely.
I keep one down here. I'm a bit naughty, I've got two. One down here for when
case.
I forget something or, and then I keep one in the car.
Perfect.
Now, hang on, we've gone round the base.
Yes, round the base, but you don't need to turn it round that way because we're going to slip it inside the main part of the bag.
Okay. In it goes.
So that goes in.
Oh, of course, because it's the lining.
Yes.
Yeah, you know when you're
thinking,
I was thinking,
weird, what is she doing?
Right sides together, but of course
Yes.
we're binding
And it's
the
being
edges,
bound.
aren't we? So
Yes.
we don't have to do that.
No.
I have to take the time to mentally
Think about how it's the next stage.
Do I need to have it so that it's that and then right?
Yes, I know. And it can be very much like that.
Can I show so that so this is going to be, that's going to be your inside of your bag. And I love
it's like
that you've got the spotty base there.
Yes, so it means that if you do turn it around the other way, it looks interesting, but also I think it's just nice to have interesting touches inside bags anyway.
Shown it's thought about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And use your fabrics.
I love a jacket with a contrasting lining, or just something just a little bit.
Yeah, something under the collar.
Yeah.
Inside of a pocket.
When I lived down in Brighton, there's a tailor's shop in the lanes. And oh my just I used to walk past and go, right, when I'm super rich I will only get things tailored from these guys, because everything was just beautiful and there was always a fancy lining or just something a little bit quirky. I think the only thing that I could actually afford from there was a tweed hat that I absolutely loved.
Fabulous.
Apparently the show's not about my tweed hat.
Is it not?
No.
But speaking of Brighton, the author of this book lives in Brighton direction, Lisa.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Whereabouts is she from? Is she that one from actual in Brighton?
Yes. Or did she move to Hove? Maybe her office has moved to Hove.
Hove,
actually.
Yeah.
But yes, Brighton.
Oh, fab. Nice place.
She's got a gorgeous little girl.
Very artistic-y down there, you see.
I love it.
Oh, a lovely message from Lisa who says the Bag Making Bible gives you all the techniques and confidence to make any bag, any size that you need. Or just to show off the fabric that you just can't wear. It's true,
you're
isn't
right,
it?
Actually.
That's the truth of the matter.
Unless you're John, then some of these fabrics you can't carry off.
I could see John in a shirt like that. Oh. Another message. Jennifer says, how many of you presenters use the bags to go shopping, or don't you use them? Okay, so the ones that I make, and I always get a frantic call from, hey, Natasha, can you please bring that bag you made back in? We need it on a show. So the bags that I make, Warwick Market on a Saturday, I'm there with my bags.
Lovely.
But if they are ones here, then we keep them for the shows.
Keep them for good.
They have to stay here and keep
they don't
clean.
come home.
But my bags, all of mine. I'm going to show you the fabrics whilst you rummage around with the machine.
Yep.
La la la. Has this one sold out now? No. Oh no. If you check out your baskets, then that is gone. So we have more of these in your baskets than we have stock. So it's a little bit of a race. The race is on with this one now for you to grab this one. So $13.95, ZLGC 60. Oh, no. Producer Paul says that he can guarantee your order at the moment.
Personally guaranteed by Paul.
Personally guaranteed by Paul, yeah, absolutely. So you can shout at him if you don't get it. ZLGC60. He's not appreciating the blame game. No, don't shout at Paul. We don't shout at Paul. He's lovely. There we go. So that's that one. Oh, and then the other version. Love this one. So this is your other, again, from the Joel Dewberry collection. I've got to show you this because this has got a stunning impact. Again, yes. This is the fabric that you might not wear, although we have made some beautiful skirts out of this.
Oh, yes.
It was lovely as a skirt / a shirt for John. It would work, wouldn't it? A sarong as well, that would be lovely. Producer Paul says, sarong and yet so right. If you hear any bad jokes, they're generally from Producer Paul. He doesn't agree. Here we go. There's your
comedy genius.
He says he went to a binocular shop the other day. They saw him coming. Yeah.
Oh.
No, stop your jokes. Stop your jokes now. We're looking at fabric. These the worst jokes. He says he bought some Velcro off our website the other day. What a rip-off. He says not off our website, another website. You see, don't tell me jokes, I'll twist them. Here we go. So, it's not a rip-off, actually. It's very, very reasonably priced. Here it is. Joel Dewberry Bazaar Making Fabric Bundle. I'm getting in so much trouble now.
I'm so wonky now because I'm laughing. That's mean.
Stop having fun on the show.
Serious face. Professional.
This is your papaya and this is your blue, and it's all going to work an absolute treat. Do you want my favourite joke? Oh no, favourite fabric. Oh, my favourite fabric. Oh, my Distant Dreams favourite fabric. It's the peacocks. Love this. I'll tell you my favourite joke in a minute. Here we go. This is your peacock. Isn't he gorgeous? I was told that actual peacock feathers, like real peacock feathers, were unlucky to have in the house.
Apparently
but
so. They're so
absolutely
beautiful,
gorgeous.
though.
So next best thing is to get it in fabric form. definitely get it in fabric form. No one can argue with that. Oh no, this is a happy summer bag. This is, isn't it? With that brilliant yellow in there as well. It's even called Sunshine. It doesn't get much better than that. And then you've got your cornflower as well. Please check out your baskets. We are very low now on all this stock, so please check out your baskets to guarantee that you have a wonderful day. That's, you know,
beautiful fabric.
as far as I'm concerned, that's your happy day. Done.
Right, what I've done is I have just basted the 2 layers of the bag together to make it easier when you're putting the piping on.
Is that what you rummage around on the machine to put your walking foot back on?
Yes, because with the extra bulk, the zipper foot might not.
Now, in the book, it says to use a fusible fleece, which you didn't do because you decided to quilt
I wanted something a bit more.
Can quilt, will quilt.
Yes.
But if you've used the fusible fleece, do you have to use a walking foot?
No. No, the fusible fleece isn't as bulky. Personally, though, I would use a walking foot because it hardly comes off my machine. I take it off to put my zipper foot on.
Screwdriver, and that's it. Now, we're going to bind.
Binding. The bag uses a really wide binding. You cut 4-inch wide strips.
Whoa!
Super wide.
Hello,
super wide.
That's really wide. Do you have to cut that on the bias?
Yes, so you cut that on the bias like you would other binding because bias binding because you're going round the curves of the bag.
Oh, of course.
So it's got a curved side and a curved front. So you need 2 strips, I think they were 11.5 inches wide, and then 2, which I think were 34 inches.
Okay.
Not wide, long.
Yeah.
But what I've done with the bias binding is...
Bear with me just one moment. I've got a message for Christine in West Yorkshire. Give us a call. You haven't missed out. Give us a call and ask the customer service team. So 0800 112 4433. Give our customer service team a call. We can't guarantee your order, but do just give it, because then there's a likelihood that we can help you. Yes. Just give us a call. It's free to do so. UK call centre, all that. There you go. Paul says he's not promising anything, but they are your best bet. There we go.
The book suggests with the binding is to slightly offset. When you normally make binding, you would have these 2 edges right on top of each other.
Right.
But the book suggests just offsetting it a little. And that helps you get round the bulk of the top of the bag and make sure that the second side meets, if that makes sense. So it gives you that extra space to go round the curve.
Okay.
And what I've also done, and it's not necessary, but I quite like to, when I press it with a slight curve.
And is that just because you've yanked it a bit?
Yes, as you iron it, and the heat...
With a technical term. Have you yanked it a bit there, Victoria?
I have encouraged it gently with the heat of the iron, because the heat of the iron relaxes the fibres. So which is why when you're sewing, you press rather than iron, because when the fibres are warm, they're pliable.
That's the whole premise of hot yoga, isn't it?
Well, I can't
You're
quite
more
bring myself
bendy
to
when
do
you're
it.
warm.
I sweat too much, go really red in the face. I like match this jumper.
It's good. Look, producer Paul used to do a lot of hot yoga.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll
You were a
catch up with
fan,
him
weren't
about
you,
that.
Paul?
Bikram, isn't it?
We did
Is
it
that
for a
what
month.
it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it says hot yoga. It was amazing.
Okay. Right, so when you attach the binding to the bag, you attach these middle sections first. So the parts, here we go. So you attach a piece around this side and the other side before you then go and do the handles.
Right.
And you open out your bias binding on the slightly narrower edge, and you attach... I'm standing on my toes to do this. This is really weird.
We need to get you like a little box or something like they give to kids to reach the shelves.
I'm not that little.
No, we had to raise the desk. We raised it because it cuts off at a funny height.
Yes, that makes sense. So when you do your binding, make sure that the edge of the binding makes it, this edge piece covers the edge of the bag. So don't just think about this point, because then you're not going to cover the edge.
I've done that before.
Bring it along.
Yeah.
Focus on where you're sewing rather than what the raw edges are doing.
Okay.
And then pin that in place. And just pin all the way around. Just don't yank.
Gently encourage and cheese and encourage
the side, and then you'll sew in the channel that first press line.
So you've got a ready-made guide.
Yes,
they're perfect.
And then you wrap the bias binding round over the top, and then top stitch in place, like you can see I've done on the other bag sample. That's top stitched in place.
Jay, what's your favourite joke? Jay's just walked in from Manager Jay. Favourite joke? Paul's been giving us
I'll tell you mine. How do you catch a
a...
rare bird?
I don't know.
You sneak up behind it. It's really terrible.
Do you know what? My favourite joke is nearly as bad.
Well, you see, it's clean and I can remember it.
3 elephants and a cymbal fall off a mountain. Ba-dum-dum-tsh. Every time.
That's better than mine.
That's tickled him.
Oh, it has actually. Look, he's about to collapse on the floor. That's hilarious.
You see, that's it.
Dear.
It's the simple ones. You like that, Jane? Breathe.
Breathe, breathe. He's
That's
gone red
it,
in the
breathe.
face.
God, he's matching this colour. That's not right, is it?
No.
We've got any first aiders?
Oh, dear.
Oh, you see, every time it makes me laugh. We're bag making this morning. Let's get back on track. Let's be professional.
So you need to have fun when you're sewing.
I think so. Let's go with that. Now, what leg length? What
leg length?
Length of stitch are we going with
I've
this?
gone back to normal length stitch and I'm sewing along that ditch.
Stitch in the ditch.
Stitch in the ditch, sort of.
You know, the other part of our group, Jewellery Maker, is in Redditch.
Oh, yes.
And do you know why it's called Redditch? Because
No.
the soil is red and there was a ditch.
Oh.
And it was a red ditch.
Oh.
There you go. That's my
Well, they've got red soil in
pub
Devon,
quiz.
which is why my
Yeah.
grandparents had a pink house.
Yes.
Because the soil is mixed with the plaster.
Nice.
Pink thatched house. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Love that house.
Director Tim, who's only just stopped laughing at my joke, says it's the worst joke ever. How can it be? It made you laugh. That's a good joke. Jennifer, hello, Jennifer again. No, different one. Hi, loving the show, says Leslie. I've just ordered the bag book. Yes!
Yay.
Looking forward to making bags for Christmas presents, says
Oh,
Leslie.
get a
near
good
Hull.
start.
Do you know what, Leslie? Yeah, start this time of year, because then you're going to get your full range of fabrics.
Yep.
Because let's face it, if you make a bag with Christmas fabric, you've got it for Christmas and winter. But actually, this is an all-year-round thing type of affair.
I know. Perfect.
Love this. Oh, look, beautifully done.
As you pressed it in a curve, see how nicely that just pops round the top. And
All
then
that
on the
gentle
inside,
teasing.
it then nicely goes over and sits really well. Whereas if you've not pressed it in a curve, it needs a bit more encouragement.
Nice. Do you hand stitch that? on the
No,
inside?
I've top stitched because when you come to stitch the main handles on, over here, you can see that the way that it's constructed is that the rest of the bias binding is stitched. So you'd then have some top stitch and some not. So for consistency purposes, you'd have machine stitch.
Speed.
/speed, yes. So you would stitch that in place.
Oh, a message about stock. What's our message about stock? Okay, message from producer Paul about stock. Always give us a call about stock levels. We can't guarantee it if it's in your basket. If it sells and you're just sitting there. If someone calls up and rings and they're ready to buy it there and then they will get it.
Got it.
Yeah, so please either check out your basket, that's how it's guaranteed, or give us a call, same as checking out. You're there, you're ready, you're there to buy.
Job done.
It doesn't matter how many times you call, how many times you check out, you will only ever pay one P&P of $2.95 per day.
Fab.
Like it. Like it.
I'm not going to quite get on to the part where we do the straps, so I shall describe it to you. Repeat the same process on the other side of the bag.
Yes.
With your longer straps, you attach, it looks like one big long strap, but it's actually two straps.
Okay.
And you attach the binding in the same way. You attach it first to this section from the side seam, and you come along the bag, and then you come up, round, and then you attach from the other side seam. So you attach that part and that part, and then you top stitch all the way round to create the handle.
So you, hang on, let me be the other set of hands for you. So you would then, there you go, attach it there and there, and what you've got left is the handle.
Yes,
Nice.
but you're going to opposite side.
Yes.
Don't come round and go back to where you started here,
Because that's a whole different bag.
because then your handle will be all in the wrong place.
No, don't do that.
So go round to the opposite side.
Beautiful.
And you top stitch. And then that's it. That's your bag done.
Yay!
So it's actually quite a simple bag to do. Depends on whether you're quilting or whether you're attaching the fusible fleece. That's the part for me that takes the time, is the prep before you actually start sewing.
Absolutely, that's often the way, isn't it? Now, if you love this design, we've got this in a super, super rich colour. So this is the other version, but it's the same design, just a different version.
It's amazing how different it is.
So, I mean, how opulent is that? This one is lovely, cool shades. That, wow, warm, opulent, gorgeous. That is a bright, bold beautifulness. $13.95 gets you half a metre each. Sorry, that was like the worst grammar ever. $13.95 there. QMGC05. Ooh, stock up because it's gorgeous. Just so different. Victoria, thank you so much. Right. You've brought us more beautiful bags. You're going to be back in an hour. Look, she's off.
Just going to...
Yeah. So Jennifer, who asked... Oh, anything else you want?
I'll take that as well.
On the way there? Yeah. Anything else? Can I interest you in a rotary cutter in there? Or, you know?
Yeah,
it's got the guard on.
It's got a guard on.
It's got guard.
That's fine.
Nice. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't go anywhere. We're only halfway through the day, but do check out those baskets, and I will see you in just one moment.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
It's easy to buy the products you see on our shows. To buy any of the items featured on today's programmes, just head over to our website www.sewingquarter.com. Click on the video stream and you'll be taken to our watch page. Here you'll find the product that is on air right now at the top of the page. Beneath that, you'll find all the products demonstrated in this morning's shows. To add an item to your basket, simply log into your account or register with us. Then you can either check out or keep shopping. Remember, our flat rate delivery charge lets you shop all day and check out as many times as you like and only pay once for postage and packing. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @SewingQuarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com. Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us.
Welcome back. Now this hour it's all about your quilting, and this is what Angela Attwood has made for us. She's a bit good, isn't she? Now this has a fancy name. What is it? A nine patch quilt. Is that a 9 patch twirl? That's the bit. I knew it had something other than just 9 patch. It does have 9 patches, but it's a 9 patch twirl. Now, in order to make this, we have put the whole kit together for you, including the thread, even down to the thread. So if you want to make this, and look, it's fully lined, everything, all gorgeous, all good to go, then let me show you what we've got for you. Now, within the whole kit, you get the book, which has got all of your instructions. So you get a lovely book. This is Quick and Easy Quilts. Well, we'll soon see about that, won't we? So you get an entire book in the kit. So if you want lots of inspiration, so you don't have to just do the one that we've shown you today. You've got lots of different quilts in there that you can do. But what we've got here is lots of inspiration, and the one that we've done, if I get to it, look at this, how nice and simple and beautifully, oh look, there's your applique stuff, really clear, good step-by-step guides on here, love that one. So lots in here, far more than you. This is the 9 patch twirl, so this quilt that we've done is based on that. You can see just by changing the colourways how different it looks. So that's what we're doing today. There you go. Okay. So the book is in the bundle. This comes in the bundle. What we've done for you is also put in the thread. So you've got the colour threads. They're exactly the right colour to go with the bundle that we've put together. We've given you, you can see on here, in between, you've got some lovely cream. So we've given you that. That's coming in here as well. So that's your ivory, we've got that. And you're also going to get your spot on as well. So that's what we've lined it with. Now, you've also got your cotton batting. So that's going to go obviously in the middle. And then, of course, the main event, which is all of these gorgeous fabrics here, is your Dashwood Studios paper, paper meadows. Here we go. And so you're getting all of this fabric here. 8 pieces, 8 fat quarter pieces of designer Dashwood Studio fabric. All really rather gorgeous. All inspired from the designer's travels to New Zealand, where she came across some antique books. And you'll see in the material sort of some script in there, and that's all out of those books, which was then converted into a fabric. So a beautiful, beautiful kit. So if you want to get making something as stunning as this, then you absolutely can and should. $49.95. We've got around 10% off by bundling that all together. So there's a discount on there that we've passed on to you, and this is it. Lovely. Gorgeous. Really lovely. And did this take you hours?
I enjoyed making it.
I did hear you say it, you know, this is one that you wish that you could keep.
Yeah.
And look at the quilting as well.
Had great
quilted.
fun free motion quilting it.
Haven't you just? Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if you can see. Yeah, look at that. It always reminds me of coral when it's quilted like that.
Vermicelli it's called.
Vermicelli?
Yes.
Nice.
No, so the Dashwood fabric fat quarter pack is just gorgeous. I remember I've worked with it just once before, quite a few months ago. I did a little book cover with it. But I love the fabrics. They're very, to me, a bit mid-century, but with a modern twist to them.
So
very
mid-century
1950s.
Colours,
yeah.
And then, like you say, that modern twist.
But they've got a real contemporary feel to them, but they go so beautiful together. And what I love about the project is I actually chose, I wanted to bring to air a 9 patch. I call it a disappearing 9 patch. The book refers to it as a 9 patch twirl, which is quite a fun name.
Either way, it works.
So I wanted to do that on air because it's a really great block that is quite easy to put together, but it then looks as if lots and lots of piecing work's gone on. And it's just so versatile. And then choosing the fabrics, what's quite nice about this 8 fat quarter packs is I couldn't believe how far it goes.
Well, absolutely. Now, you said that this didn't use up all of your fat quarters.
No, so we'll show you in the book. The project in the book is actually 12 blocks.
Right.
So I've done a slightly smaller version of 9 blocks. So I've used, with cutting out all of the squares to make 12 blocks. So here's extra squares. And I've pieced together strips of all the different fabrics for the binding as well. And
Gosh.
I just did this on purpose to show you. I still have...
You've still got loads left.
Still have some bits of the fabric left.
Wow.
So if you did make the 12...
You'd still have enough to bind.
You'd still have a bit more to do that extra binding. But I couldn't believe it's a really great value bundle.
Wow.
To put that together and still have
Isn't
some
that fab? Here are the fat
left over.
quarters. That's in your kit. Dashwood Studio fabric in your kit.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Just
There
beautiful.
they are.
Really nice quality cotton as
All
well.
8 of them.
Yeah.
Now, you're also getting in here, if I hang this up here, then we can start to see it, can't we, a little bit better?
Yeah, lovely.
Because you're also getting this ivory fabric through there as well, which I think is beautiful because it just separates, and so that you can really appreciate each of those blocks by having just a little bit of space to breathe, having that ivory in there. So you've also got 1/2 metre of the ivory in there as well, and then you also get your backing, which is the spot on. Yeah. There you go. That's your whole kit there. You even get your thread. You get your wadding as well. It's all in there. $49.95 for less than £50. You get your book. The book alone is $10. Well, $9.95. Nice.
Yeah.
GRGC 28. So this is it in the book. Very different in different colourways, isn't it?
Yes, I was going to say. So I wanted to bring you the 9 patch, disappearing 9 patch block, but you can see it's done here with different coloured fabrics.
What's this?
And put together.
So with this, I mean, that's just a lot of colour.
Yeah, well, it's basically, if you take the bottom ones off there, that's what I've produced here for this bundle for us. So,
but what's with the colours there? Is that a key?
Not really, no. It's just, well, they kind of tie into the book to what similar colours to what they've used in the book.
Right.
But it does show you back here. We're going to start off with 9 squares.
Oh, so it is. That's your key
so
for your
that's
fabric.
The key,
so
that it's tying in.
If you're using, we've got 8 fat quarters.
Yes.
So you could either use one of the plains, or you used. What did you use?
What I did was, because I love the fabric so much, there's enough in the fabrics. For each block, I used one of each fabric.
Yeah.
And for each block, chose one of them to double up.
Oh, okay, nice.
So use 2 squares of one fabric.
So there's
in
no
each one.
square the same.
No.
Lovely. I like this.
Yeah, so that's nice. But what I want to show you this morning when I make another block is how you can choose fewer fabrics in each block.
Okay.
And it gives you a different look again.
Completely different feel.
So we can look at how that's done.
So I love that you've got this colour key here as to how to put this all together. So I
was going to say, that makes it look really complicated because you're thinking that you've got to get everything in the correct place. But when you put this together, it is just random. You just choose,
step by step, isn't it?
you choose a bit from that and a bit from that and sew it together, which will become apparent when I come to make the block.
That's fab, isn't it? $49.95, not for just the book, for the whole quilt kit.
Yeah. But when I saw, this was a new book that we're bringing, and when I was flicking through it and saw the 9 patch there, it reminded me when I wanted to make someone a quick quilt, and the 9 patches, disappearing 9 patch is the way to go, really. Because it looks, a bit more exciting than just plain squares once it's put together, but it is quite simple, and you don't have any not too difficult points and things to be matching up.
This kind of gives you a good idea of the ones that you get. Something to suit all tastes, I think, within the book.
Yeah.
Which is really lovely.
Yes, there's a bit of applique. I say, obviously, some just traditional piecing.
Beautiful. So actually, with the kit that you're getting, you decide which one you want to make.
Yeah.
So lots of inspiration in here. There's your applique. So if you want to... Oh, the baby quilt we did first off.
Yes.
You could applique the shapes
all
around
the
there
shapes.
if you get the book.
Yeah, again, it's quite good because it talks about borders.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, in the break.
By
the way. Flange.
Yes.
It's an American term, I realise, but I know exactly what it is. I've just never referred to it as a flange. So it's almost like a little bit of a flash of extra colour, a pop of extra colour. So if I could add it in here, at the edge of a block or the edge of the binding.
Yeah.
But it would be an extra fold of fabric that would be loose, stitched in.
Okay.
Almost like a piping, but flat.
Yes.
So that's what a flange is referred to in quilting terms. I thought I'd look it up.
Yeah,
but it must be an American term. I've never heard of it.
So that was a question that we had from the first hour. So yes,
there we
go. Finally answered. Thank you for going to look that up. Talking of the first hour, what do I... Someone who did M sent us an email of a finished article. Oh, of the jungle quilt that we had on the first hour. Look at that! Wow! Oh, that's so pretty. Thank you, Em.
That's lovely.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Very nice.
The book comes in the kit, so you are good to go. It's for you to choose which quilt. We've done one out. I say we've. Angela's very brilliantly done one out of the book. Let's show us the block.
This bundle will perfectly do that. The 9 Patch Twirl. As I say, you'll have enough fabric of the Dashwood. All of the fabrics in the bundle to make a 9 block one this size, which is just about a metre square. If you did decide to do an extra row, sort of 12 blocks, 4 by 3, there is enough of the Dashwood. You just need more backing fabric, obviously, a little bit more of that. But yeah. So what I've done here is we start off with 4.5-inch squares.
Okay.
Obviously, this is a great block. You can use this in other designs if you want to in the future. You can make your squares. Start with whatever size squares you like, but we're using 4.5-inch squares. I say these are the ones that I've pre-cut from all of our lovely 8 fabrics. And what I did in the initial blocks here with the quilt I've made is I used 1 of every pattern and 2 of one of the fabrics and laid them out. Kind of balanced. If I'd got 2 blues, I might put them opposite each other or in the 2 corners. But what I'm going to ask you to do is to choose...
Hang on, no one said I had to...
know, we didn't.
Hang on, what's going on?
I thought about this before, actually. I should have mentioned to you that I was going to ask you to choose your 9. So if we can have something quite bold in the middle...
Right.
And then, obviously, opposites and choose your...
Bold in the middle, opposites.
Bold in the middle, and then sort of put your opposites and the corners in whatever
so I've got to
you
pick
like.
with 9.
Yeah.
So does it have to be opposites of the same fabric or tones?
No, let me just show you what as an example, and then you can choose. So if you've got sort of, you might put 2 blues like that, and those 2 blues, and then something else. But choose whatever you like. You could put the blues, the darks in the corners. Whatever you think that you might...
something like that.
I'm going to go with that. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, no, hang on. Oh. No.
But fewer than, I said I chose a different one for every block. We want this to have a little bit more consistency, so maybe only 3 fabric, 3 tonal fabrics. You're going to swap them out?
No, I like the navies.
Like the blues?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I've got the coral that's coming from there, and then that picks up all of those colours. Yeah.
Going to go with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Updated message here. Angela says, good morning, Natasha. Loving your programmes. Always give me a giggle with my morning coffee. Well, thank you very much. Poor old Jay. He has recovered. He was crying earlier with laughter. I'd just like to say I did not make our floor manager cry, like in a bad way cry. Christina West Yorkshire says, thank you. Managed to get the bag I wanted. Christine, thrilled for you. Good job. Excellent.
Fantastic.
Now, so I'm
going to do a bit of stitching now. So I'm going to just stitch these together as just in blocks. So I'm going to start off by stitching this one to here. And I might chain. Yeah. Now we've got 2 under there. There's a yellow one there. I think you were swapping them out. But that's something very easily done, actually. When you've got your blocks cut in a quilt, I have known people sew 2 in to their quilt and then get to the end and be missing the piece. And it's actually
sewn in.
Sewn in.
Yeah. Now, so you do this in
I'm going to chain piece those.
Okay.
And then open them out and add those. So I'm going to sew the 9 together before we start to get the 9 blocks together.
I'm a little bit intrigued because somehow this then turns into that. But I don't actually know how. So I'm going to find out.
Yeah, it's a great block.
If you're new to quilting, is this okay to do?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So this is a starter quilt.
A starter block, yes.
Starter block.
Yeah, there's no triangles, no points.
Do you know what I suddenly realised? Because this is all from your leftover fabric after making this out of the kit, is that the size that this ends up being, you've got 2 cushions, haven't you? Or 3 cushions. So if you wanted to have a quilt and then cushions...
matching.
Job done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yes, these are the leftover squares that if you were making 3 more blocks, you'd have enough.
So you've got a 9 square, 9 twirl quilt.
Yeah. All the 9s.
But you can actually make 12 squares.
Yeah.
It's very complicated. 12 squares, 12 blocks out of the fabric that you've got. So you can make the 9 square twirly quilt and 3 cushions.
And some.
Yes. And if you're a new buyer and you're buying this for the first time, you've never bought anything from us before and you're spending over £10, firstly, thank you very much. And secondly, you will be getting this little thing. Do you want to actually have a look? Because I didn't show it earlier. Very quickly. You'll get our little sewing kit.
Oh.
And that'll be just a little something from us to you. I was saying earlier, I keep one under the desk here for, when I lose a needle or whatever. And then I also keep one in the car. Really handy.
Good plan.
So there we go. That's just a little extra. Oh, people buying this hour. Let's have a look. Congratulations to Carol, Veronica, Anne, Rosemary, Carol, Cynthia, Caroline, Denise. Collector? That's not a name. Oh, don't know what that is. That's not a name. That's just something else. That's not their name. I was like, interesting name. But you can never rule these things out.
No.
I once taught a child called Sunny Sunshine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Unusual name.
Yeah. But that was actually his name. I was teaching him to fence, so that was fine. And he had a great big mane of blonde curly hair. It was an amazing
fabulous.
Child. Now, this is all coming in the kit, not the child with the big curly hair, that he's not coming in the kit.
No.
You are getting, as part of the kit, 8 fat quarters from Dashwood, so designer Dashwood fabric there. Now, you described this, I love this, mid-century colours with a modern twist.
That's how
our Ange describes it. And then you're also getting your wadding, you get your backing, and you get fabric to do...
Your sashing.
The bits in between.
The bits in between.
Yes, the bits in between, a.k.a. sashing. And threads, and the threads and the book. How could I forget that?
Yes.
And the threads and the book.
It's a
good bundle,
it's a great bundle. Yeah, as I say, the Dashwood fabrics are gorgeous quality.
Well, I like it because this quilt is gorgeous.
It's a lovely lap quilt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sofa quilt.
But what if I've just made one like that? Then actually I've got lots of inspiration for other ones that I might not have made.
Absolutely.
I haven't just made one like that, but if I had, I might want to try something different.
I've got my 9 blocks loosely patched together. I'm going to press these now. The key to when we chain piece like this, and we're going to be joining these 3 sections now, is to press either in opposite directions. So I'd press all the seams of this one this way, and press this one this way, and this way.
Slot.
So they slot together. Or you can press out, in, out.
Just make sure it's opposite, so they slot together and you don't get the bulk.
That's it.
Is that right?
And they'll sit beautifully opposite each other.
Oh, nice.
Like,
I've never seen it chained like this. I've seen it sort of chained.
Yeah, so I chained those and then I just added those.
Do you know what I like about this? I generally get interrupted. So if the doorbell goes, or, Captain Small wants something, or the cat decides to run across it because the Great Dane's got in the house, and then it doesn't matter. And when I come back to it, actually I could store this like this, and I remember exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it might just be in an evening that I chain everything together, and that's all the time that I've got to. What a great way of doing it. Yeah.
So can I press those?
Yes.
Thank
yes,
you.
Yes, please do.
Thank you.
Oh, so that's what we've done for you, is put together a big bundle here so that you can be making. I'm stood in the way of the finished item. Let me show it. Here we go. Whee! Isn't it gorgeous? That's the 9 patch. You've got enough to make a 12 patch in terms of your designer fabric.
The top.
But you would have to get a different backing fabric. You'd have to get more backing fabric. But look at that. Just gorgeous. Oh yeah. So you get your ivory in there. You get a metre of your backing fabric.
The spot-on's lovely on the back, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Very, very nice. And also because it picks up that colour there.
Yeah.
Oh, we like. Nice. So we've put these together, and at some point they're going to have to be cut and spun. Is that right?
Yes, or swapped about. Yes.
Ooh, is that why it's called a twirl? Do you think? A
Well,
9-piece twirl. Let's say yes.
Yes.
That would make sense to me. We started off with 9 pieces and then we twirled them.
Is that
what's going to happen?
Yes.
I'm going to whoosh.
Okay,
See, it's a good job they're all chain pieced together, isn't it, Anne?
Yeah,
really?
that's
why, because then I can swoosh around the place.
My lovely fine pins. Okay, so I've pressed those in opposite directions like we just discussed, and now I'm going to join them this way. So now we can feel, because the seams are opposite, these should just sit butt up back to back with each other. And then we can just pin here. Then you can check, if you pin on your stitch line, obviously, you can check to see if it's sitting. Exactly the same on the other side.
Now, Andrew, we've had a question. What is the size of the 9 patch finished, the 9 one? Or do you want the 9 patch that's finished with the 12 in the book?
It's about 1 metre square.
So when it's the 3 by 3,
yeah,
the 9 patch.
So the blocks are 12 inches finished.
Okay.
So there's 36 inches, and
that's
then whatever the sashing. Now, one thing I noticed in the book tells you that you need 3/4 of a metre for the sashing.
Right.
But then when I looked, it was 55 centimetres.
Oh.
So that's obviously ridiculous.
To buy that much extra.
So all you do is just tweak your sashing
so
slightly smaller, which then allows you as well to make it 1 metre, as well to get it in a 1 metre backing.
Nice.
Otherwise, if you make your sashing larger, you're not going to have the width on your fabric. So that's why I've done it like that, so you can get it out of 1 metre backing as well, and the width of the fabric.
It's working, isn't it?
So yes, just that's why sometimes when you read instructions like that, you know very well where they're going, but then it's just little things like that
if you just tweak that, you would save me a fortune.
You can save 1/4 metre of fabric for something else.
yeah. Buy something else that's pretty.
Yeah. Add it to something else.
But what a lovely way to start off with your quilt making, because you're not having to worry about putting fabrics together. The colours are done for you. And especially with the 9 patch twirl, it doesn't matter which way round you put them, because they're all going to be spun and twirled anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about being technical about that. Then you've got your wadding, so you don't have to worry about which wadding. It's in there, it's all done. The backing sorted, the sashing sorted, it's all there, even the threads. Shall I show you? Just while Angie just stitches those together. Producer Paul is thrilled that he's getting the book in the kit. That's really tickled you today, hasn't it, Producer Paul? Yeah, that's made his day.
It's nice, that's not an extra, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's not an extra. We're not charging you extra for you, it's in there. And so you've got your full instructions for many quilts, so you don't have to make this one. If you've got your eye on another one, then absolutely fine. Here you go, you're getting... So yeah, you've got 11 other designs, 12 quilts in there, so 11 other designs to choose from. We're giving you your thread, that's in there. That's your ivory fabric, and then, so 1/2 metre of that, and then you're getting 1 metre of your Dashwood spot there. No, Macawa spot, sorry, you're spot on. Dashwood on the brain, because this is your Dashwood, and it comes to you looking so beautiful. But when it's all opened out, this is what they look like. There you go, they're the fabrics there. That's from Dashwood Studios. That is your paper Paper meadow, that's it. I'm thinking about the distant dreams from the earlier show. No, that's your paper meadow. And then here's your batting, wadding, wherever you come from. All of this, $49.95, and you make a saving of 10%. Nice. GRCG28 gets you all of that. Lots of you going for it today. I'm really thrilled. It's shopping made easy, isn't it? Because you're not having to think, did I get that? Do I need that? Oh, which one do I get? Don't worry. Thinking's been done for you.
And the fabrics are gorgeous, but no one's ever going to put it together exactly how I did.
No,
you know what I mean?
everything will be different.
It'll be slightly the same impression, but so unique. So I'm just doing the other row.
So you pressed these so that they went in opposite ways, the three lines.
Yeah.
They slot in together, pinned, stitched.
Yeah.
Done.
We're done, hopefully. Oh, too fast for the machine. Just take those pins out. And then
Now, do you pin on the seam so that you know that your
on
points
the
are
stitch,
going to match?
pin through the actual stitching. Yes.
Oh,
so
do
that,
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see. So
Lovely.
they actually worked.
Hey!
That's good. So I'm just going to give these a press now. Just press this out.
Which way? Does it matter?
It doesn't really matter at this point, actually. I usually, when I get to a point like this, is just go to whichever way they seem to be falling naturally.
Okay.
Obviously, if you've got lights, try and steer the darks away from them. So I might press those in actually, so that you don't get stuff on the white side.
Press it away from the dark side.
With our strips earlier, when you're pressing very thin strips, it's really difficult sometimes to press a thin strip that's on the underside of a larger piece.
Yeah.
So then I wouldn't worry. I'd just press whatever gives you
whatever happens.
A happier press. Yes.
Let me show you this. Whilst Angie's look at this. This is what this show is all about. It's this hour. There it is. Absolutely gorgeous. It truly is lovely. I don't know about you. I know we're coming into summer, but I'm still there in the evenings with a blanket or something.
Well, like you said, there's been frost in the mornings.
Frost.
Really clear skies. And,
yeah, I did say in the office,
frosty
what's
mornings.
that all about? And our boss went, well, Natasha, it's about clear skies. I'm like, no, I know, I know I know how, I know why it happens, but it's May. Come on, was the point I was trying to make. Not like, could you explain the geography of it, please?
No, when the sun's out, it's beautiful at the moment, but as soon as that sun goes down, it's still a bit nippy, isn't it? So it's nice. Turn your heating off and get your sofa quilt out.
Yeah,
definitely.
I got home after work yesterday, picked up my son from school, and because we've got the new chickens, so he just wanted to go and sit with the chickens. So he's got his little chicken watching chair. So he just said, Mum, I'm going to go and watch the chickens and relax in the sun. Can't argue with that, can you?
Very nice.
No?
Did you want to do the same?
Apparently. I got a book.
There we go. So we've got our nine block.
Now this
nine
now
patch.
needs to twist, because this is your 9 patch.
9 patch twirl, or a disappearing 9 block, because I think that's when you look at that, you say, well, where's the 9s? And they've disappeared.
They have disappeared.
So where's my long rule? What I'm going to do now is this is the scary bit for most people, to chop this up. Now you've completed this lovely, and you've got all your... We're going to cut it up, but it's fine.
Okay.
So these blocks now...
The reassurance, it's fine.
It's fine. These squares now are 4 inches, because they started
off
4.5, and we've got 2 seams.
1/4 of an inch seam brings it down to 4, yep.
So it's very easy for us to line the rule up on 2 inches and know that that's the centre.
Are you just chopping in the middle?
I'm going to chop down here and down here too.
You know what you need?
We need the twirly mat.
We do need the twirly mat.
Is it big enough to hold that?
Yeah, but
spinny mat.
It was on yesterday, so I don't think it's... Oh, but if you manage to
we
get
go.
the Ulfa...
If you have...
We'll find the details for you, because this is when it's perfect.
Perfect, yes. Actually, I need to think about that, because I don't want to have to move it too much. Oh, well, I could just move the mat.
But
normally I can walk around the edge of my table, you see. Do it on the corner. So we're lining that up on 2 inches, which is our halfway point. And I'm just going to slice this
is our sewing quarter own ruler. and it's got your green and your black, so you can always see it through whatever fabric.
Okay, and I'm just going to spin this around like this and slice the other way.
Ah,
Okay.
hang on. It's arrived.
Is it appearing?
Yeah.
Not disappearing.
Is it too late? Ah, here it is.
Oh,
Not quite in the nick of time.
would it have gone on? It would have gone on, wouldn't it?
It would have gone on.
Yeah. There. Sorry.
So
Sorry,
okay,
Jay, it
should we just show very quickly, because we've.
Do you want to pop it on?
Yeah, let's show why this is such a
I'm not
handy
quite through there.
piece of kit to have. So you put your block on, chop, and then instead of having to rearrange, you just spin it around, and then you're always cutting away from yourself, which is safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yes, perfect. That's why you need your rotating cutting mat. Look, there it is on there. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba,
That one's still joined.
ba.
Little bit of a thick seam. There we go.
So rotating all the way around 360 degrees. Awesome.
This is, I mean, lovely for when you're doing lots and lots of cutting. And
well, it's going to be a time saver, isn't it?
Yeah.
And safe. And for me, it's all about that safety. I like that. So you're always cutting away. It's good, isn't it?
And you can just get a 12 block on there. So that's good to know how big. Oh, it feels nice underneath.
It's a good stain because it's got, look, it's got a grip. It's got like a grippy bit on the bottom. That's the rotaty bit, and this is a grippy bottom. Everyone wants a grippy bottom. So that when you put it on there, that is staying, and it's just gonna turn. Oh, there you go.
Very nice.
Yeah, it just sits in there like that. Very clever. Nice.
Very clever.
Okay.
Okay, so we've sliced those up. Now, the book tells you then that you can just keep doing these with all your blocks, and then when you come to put it together, you can just grab a quarter from any of your piles, you see.
Yeah.
So that's why this could be quite random, and you'd lay it out.
I see why. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But with a disappearing 9 block, traditionally what you do, and it is in fact what they've done in the book, is that you swap the 2 corners out like this. But with fewer fabrics like we have here compared to what's there, you start to get then a more grid-like pattern coming. But it can work really well.
That movement from the diagonals. Yeah. Oh, nice.
So with fewer fabrics, I think we chose 4, didn't we, really? With 4 fabrics instead of using 9, you can get much more geometric patterns.
Yeah,
coming.
and I chose the darks in the cross.
So they get chopped. So you can think about
so it
that.
kind of edges it.
It's exactly the same process that we've moved the 2 corners, little squares from the corners, from the centre, to the corner, which is what we've done here. The layout is exactly the same.
Yes,
it's just that these are random.
Doesn't it look different?
Yeah.
So completely different. Wow.
And so you can do this even with 3 fabrics, and you can put a whole quilt together, and you get lovely geometric waves all coming through it.
Oh, lovely.
So what you could do even is not put sashing.
Right.
Obviously, this works with this because it's very busy, but with a more geometric pattern, you could just block.
And then you'd then get, it would be different again.
Piece the blocks next to each other without sashing even, and you start to get all that.
Or then actually you could use your ivory as one of the colours, and that would give you 9 different colours, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, you can use it as a plain.
And work that in. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
So
Jill's messaged in. She's made a 9-patch quilt for her granddaughter. Oh, look at this.
There you
Look
go.
at that.
There you go.
That's lovely.
That's more using fewer
that's
fabrics.
The geometric effect that you were just saying about.
And you start to get a lovely geometric pattern.
You lot are so clever. Well done, Jill. Thank you for everyone that messages in. And lovely when you send in your pictures. I love it.
So now I need to piece these. What we do now is we piece these 2 halves.
Okay.
And again, what's nice about this is there's nothing to match.
Nice, yes, okay.
So it's simple. So we can just take these and I'll sew these for now.
Awesome. Oh, now of course what we're making this from is the kit. We've done the hard work for you, so you can get everything that you need to get going, including the thread, even down to the thread. So you've got a fat quarter bundle, 8 Dashwood Studio fat quarters in there. We've given you 1 metre of backing fabric, then we've given you 1/2 metre so that you can do your sashing. We've given you a whole book of inspiration in there, and your wadding as well. All in there, all for £49.95, under £50 for a quilt.
That's fantastic.
That's great value, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great value.
And a book, not just the quilt, the book.
Yeah, no, not just like instructions or anything like that, but the whole book with 12 different quilts in there.
And a nice,
so you can pick.
Nice quality wadding as well. And if you hand quilt, the heirloom's really nice for hand quilting.
Oh, is it?
Because I know people that hand quilt like the heirloom wadding. It's nice, it feels nice with the needle going through.
Actually, the wadding, is that the 80-20 wadding?
Yes.
Oh, so it's 80% cotton, 20% polyester.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a handy one to do, isn't it?
Yes, 80-20 is really, really good.
It's Pareto's law, isn't it, 80-20? It's a theory that 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people.
I'm
and like so your shoes, you wear 80. You spend 80% of your time in 20% of your shoes.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
That's
so
the
theory.
law. That's the 80-20 law.
Very good. So it's a nice, like you say, just one that you can keep coming back to and do a bit at a time.
It is, yeah, and
build your blocks up as you go. You don't.
What I'm noticing here is the quality of the Dashwood cotton. That it's really lovely to use.
Yeah.
It's not misshapen or anything. It's got a nice tight weave to it, so that it's keeping the shape that you're giving it.
Yeah.
And so actually, if this is a starter kit for you, if this is the first time, and you just go, do you know what, let's just buy the whole bundle and then I can work out what one I want to do, then these fat quarters, firstly, the colourways work beautifully, but because it is that lovely, good quality cotton, it makes it easy to work with. What I would say to you is that when you first start quilting, don't buy cheap fabric, because you're just going to make life difficult for yourself. If it doesn't have a tight weave, it's going to wibble and wobble all over the place. You're not going to get straight lines. You're not going to fall in love with your work. No. And you're not going to want to do another one. What a shame. So actually, being able to bring you a discount on this for you today, bundled together for £49.95, 10% off here, GRGC28, gives you everything. That's a huge amount in there, and you've got the book for future reference.
Yes.
Future projects. Once you know what it is that you need and how much you're going to use, then you can put your own bundle together. But this is a great start. 12 different projects. Maybe you want to make this, maybe like Jill, who sent in that lovely picture, you've just made one and you want to make another one. Make something different.
I think it's really nice to have a fat quarter bundle that works for a project of this size, because you just think a few fat quarters.
I didn't realise how far it would go.
No, I was quite surprised that I still had that left over. So even after cutting more squares.
And you did the binding with it as well.
Yeah.
Because I always think of the binding as taking up a lot of fabric, but actually, great
no,
stuff.
and I because of the fat quarters, they're about 20 inches long. So it's not like cutting, when you do binding, you'd be cutting it off the width of the fabric normally. So you'd end up with these huge strips and only join 3. So to go around a quilt, because you need 160 inches.
Yeah.
At least. A bit more perhaps to go around that. So I cut a 2.5-inch strip from each of my fat quarters, and maybe a little bit more. And then chop those into 3, so they're about 6.5 inch.
Oh, okay.
So, but you could have done bigger areas. But again, we're thinking about the design this morning, because they're sort of 19 inches long, 20 inches long. If you'd have had all one colour going for that on your binding before it changed, I wanted it to reflect the size of these blocks.
This is what you've taught us today, is all these different elements to consider.
Little things. So I actually chopped my binding into smaller sections to tie in with the proportion of the quilt block instead of having big sections. So
You're clever.
little
It's
things
the
like that.
Attention to detail, isn't it? You might not at home. I hadn't looked at that and realised that was what was going on. I just knew it worked. I just knew it sat nicely and was, you know, beautifully. Now, nearly half of the stock has gone now, so if it is in your basket, please do check out. Don't want anybody missing out today.
Like I say, for ease, it would have been much easier just to sew the pieces together, but for a little bit of extra time, just cutting them down into smaller pieces, and you know, there's no hurry.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is your hobby. Take your time. It's the enjoyment. It's the process of doing that's the lovely thing.
Absolutely, and it'll be worth the reward in the end when it just makes that difference with the proportions are right for the quilt. So we've got those two halves now, pieced and pressed, and now we're just going to join that to that. And of all this, really, this is the only, you know, you want to get that middle section to match. So again, a little bit of a pin in there. But as far as when we chopped the other pieces, you didn't have any seams to match.
Excellent.
So it's not too tasking.
Well, I've got an updated message. Noelle says, is there a reason why the seams are not ironed open when you patchwork, Angela? Good question.
I think it's... You do sometimes press seams open, actually.
Oh, there's no hard and fast rule. No hard and fast rule.
Mostly we don't press open like dressmaking. You press to one side. And I think it's because, obviously, then when you're putting pressure on something like that, if it's an open seam, you would see the batting's going to have a chance to come through.
Yeah.
So if it's got a flap underneath, the batting's not going to come through. But generally... Were you here when I did the circular piecing? A circular cushion, maybe? But there was a lot of piecing in that, a lot of chopping and repiecing. So in that one, I did press a lot of seams open to alleviate some of the bulk. So
it's a pressing question, Angela.
It's a pressing question. If you've got lots of piecing with lots of seams, then you might press a couple open just to save the bulk. Yeah.
I hope that answers your question. We always ask about seams because it just seems to be there doesn't no hard and fast rule. So for this project, this works treat. Sylvia in Kent says, just placed my order with Olivia at the call centre. She was very helpful. Thank you. We aim to please. Thank you very much, Olivia, for being helpful for Sylvia. There we go. If you do ever want to ring to place your order, then please do so. It's not going to cost you a penny to order. 0800 112 4433. It's a UK-based call centre, free of charge for you to call. Option 1 takes you through in order to buy, and option 2 takes you through if you've got any queries, any questions, anything that you want help with. That takes you through to the help team. Now, the book is in the kit, which is what we like. So we're giving you 12 different quilt options, effectively, in one kit. Now, the kit also gives you 8 fat quarters. It also gives you ½ a metre of sashing fabric, 1 metre of batting fabric, the batting / wadding, wherever you're from, whatever you want to call it, and 2 different reels of thread. So you've got 2 different colours, all to match. Absolute treat. So if you've got any questions or if you just want to message the studio, say hello. Lots of you doing that today. Thank you ever so much. Then go to the website. Underneath watching us live is the message the studio box, and that comes straight through to Producer Paul and straight through to us at the studio. If you want to email, it's studio@sewingquarter.com, and then underneath there, everything that we've had on the show. Oh, he stopped typing. He's drinking his tea. But you can't drink your tea partway through typing. Below that's everything that we've had on the show today.
Actually,
he's not multitasking, is he, up there? Can't type and drink tea.
Perfect time for the pressing question.
The pressing question. Do we press open or to the...
I didn't press any of these open, but this would be a point that you might choose to. Yes. Because you've got this centre seam. So you could, if you wanted to, press that open. Okay. Because you've got sort of several layers. But it's more a fact of when you come to quilt it, you're going to have quite a lot to go through. And you do hear, you can hear the change in the machine. But really, if you're quilting, you should have a good 90 size needle in there. It should be absolutely fine to thunder through that. I'm going to press
Thunder
this.
through.
Thunder through.
Do you know, we were chatting this morning to, and her name has completely escaped me, Rebecca Reed,
yes.
who's one of the editors for our sister magazines. And she said, do you know what? Every time you buy backing fabric, she said, wouldn't it be great if you could get a matching thread and a packet of needles? She said, I think that we should sell the needles and the thread as a gift. She said, because otherwise you forget that every project you should have a new needle.
Absolutely.
And I always forget that I should use a new needle. Whilst it's still churning away, I'm quite happy with it. But actually, I should change my needle more often.
I think you should change your needle every 8 hours of stitching.
Wow.
Or at least every project. And when you're stitching seams, piecing or dressmaking, the quality of the stitch isn't that apparent.
Okay.
I've recently been doing a lot of free motion quilting, and I've been doing so much sewing recently, but because it's been free motion and it really shows the stitch quality, it's become very apparent to me. I've been changing my needle every day.
Have you?
Every single day. Wow. Because I'm sewing every day.
Yeah. For 8 hours.
But when you're quilting, it's surprising. You change the needle and then the quality of the stitch, you just think, oh, why didn't I change it 2 hours ago or an hour ago? Because you can really see it. It's amazing. So it is worth it. It is worth it, definitely. There we go.
Yay, look at that.
A lovely 9 patch twirl or disappearing 9 patch. It's a really lovely, simple block that makes it look as if you've put lots of effort in. As you said when you came in this morning, you thought that, a bit like the strips on the border of the earlier show, that you would have cut smaller strips. It looks as though you've cut lots of different shapes, not just squares.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, because I would have looked at that and gone, oh, no, because I don't want to have to fiddle and faff about. But no, that's an easy, very effective way.
Very effective.
Beautiful, and all in the book. Let's have another look through this book.
So that might make more sense now with the diagrams in there too.
Oh yeah, look, there we go.
We've got 2 in the centre. And I think it explains on the next page. It shows you there to join your in strips, in 3s. Have you got that?
Hang on.
Yeah.
So there we go.
It does explain about pressing your seams as well in opposite directions. So it's really good instructions.
So seams in different directions. So everything is covered in here.
And then on the next page it shows you cutting the pieces into quarters at this top corner.
Here, So in there, so this was how your 9 patch was put together.
Yeah.
Then you cut it on our rotating, well, should have cut it on the rotating mat, we didn't get it in time. And then just spin around.
Yeah.
Oh, it all now becomes very clear.
Yeah.
And so actually, you start to see all of
how
these.
It's put together.
The diagrams are great, and I'm really glad they're colour-coded. So very helpful, really breaks it down into simple terms. If you're a visual learner, which so many of us are, I was saying to you, because you said to me this morning, am I enjoying having to make things for the show? And I really am, but I panic if I'm giving a pattern. I like to be able to make it my own way. Not always good, but but when it's this easy, when it's shown so clearly, then really lovely. Look at that. Actually, a variety, because that's quite a manly one, isn't it?
Yes, there are a couple of more male.
But
again, it's to do with the fabrics you choose too, isn't it?
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Lovely.
Sorry. I was just going to say, the one on the front cover in our border this morning, where we put a block that way and that way.
Yes, it's that, but on a big scale.
On a larger scale, yeah.
Hey, gorgeous. So for $49.95, you get the book and enough fabric to make this, and we reckon 3 cushions more.
Yes, if it is enough to make at least 3, or you could do maybe a runner or something, a table runner, because if you've got 3 blocks extra at least with the fabric.
Yes, you just would need to get some more backing fabric, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, I like the fact that you've done a 9 patch twirl in 9 patches.
9 blocks. Yeah.
There's something quite satisfying about that. Something very satisfying. Could you show us how to make the binding, please?
Yes. Yes.
We haven't got much
I was going to say, do you want me to do... I was going to start another block, but I can show you...
Oh, were you? Oh, no, do that then.
No, I can show you binding. So generally, quilters use 2.5-inch wide. Start with cutting 2.5-inch wide. Shall we cut these ones anyway?
Yeah, so these are what you've got left over, having done your blocks.
That's right. So we'll just cut some strips 2.5 inches wide. Did I go through that bit? Yeah.
Because this is, I like the fact that you're thinking, when you're designing this, you're thinking in terms of ratios and how this is going to work together.
That's right.
And working out these blocks and making sure that this fits in and it isn't too, that it's proportionally correct, I think is what I'm trying to say. There you go.
Well, that's where I thought, you can see here of all one colour.
It just takes
that length.
Especially because it's such a deep colour, that one. It's almost demonstrative. So I like that you've
There's some very dominant colours in here with the mustard yellow and the red and the yellow. So by slicing them up to proportionally go with the overall effect of the quilt.
It's a little thought. It's a little thing that I wouldn't necessarily have thought to do, but I can see completely where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So this is a confidence builder, isn't it? You know, making your first quilt, if this is your first quilt, then you know that you've got the right thread. You know that you've got backing, you've got wadding, you've got sashing, you've got your fat quarters, you've got your inspiration, you've got a book there to guide you through step by step, you've got this show to watch back. It is truly setting you up for success.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what we want.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We just want to help you get it absolutely right.
Go with those three at the moment, shall we?
Yeah.
Just to get an idea. So, as I was saying, I chopped my fat quarter into 3 6.5-inch pieces, because that was quite a nice proportion. I'll piece these as they are, rather than splitting them again, just so that you can see how the process will work. So we just join them. And this is an instance where you'd press seams open in your binding.
There we go, I knew there was one. that pressing question, as we shall now call it.
You do in your binding, because you can imagine when we fold it and then you fold again, you've got a lot of bulk there. Yeah.
So lots of you joining us today. Whoa! Customers this hour, we're looking at Jennifer, Jackie, Margaret, June, SJ. Angela, Sue, Laureen. It's nice, isn't it?
Nice,
unusual. Pamela, Carol, Jean, Claire, Veronica, Anne, Rosemary, Carol, Cynthia, Caroline, Denise. Good on you. Good on you. Thank you ever so much. Thank you for everyone buying with us today. Thank you for everyone joining us today. It's really lovely to have you on board. What I would say is over half of these have gone. Please do check out your baskets and make sure that you've got it. Obviously, if you're watching on a replay rather than a rewind, then just give our customer services a call, see if there's anything left. 0800 112 4433.
So, yes.
So press these open.
Pressing in your binding, yes, always press them open. Now, to be fair, like you say, it is attention to detail, but you can imagine after joining over 160 inches of 6.5-inch strips, there was quite a few seams to press open.
Yes.
But worth it, I think.
I think you've done an absolutely cracking job on it.
You don't actually see it as separate fabrics.
No, you don't.
Because this has become one fabric. You've designed, it's become its own fabric. Then this becomes its own fabric, doesn't it? It ties in.
It's beautiful.
So you don't. Beautiful. I think otherwise you would see it as blocks.
A lot of thought and detail goes in. Do you dream these? I mean, do you suddenly wake up in the night and go, oh yeah, no, hang on, I should be doing this with it or that with it, or?
Sometimes a little bit of both, really. The inspiration, obviously, initially. And then sometimes as you're working with a project, little things will evolve.
Organically.
Yeah.
Because we do our prep for the shows the day before, I invariably will dream my shows.
Yeah.
It's the second time around for me. I've already done this show.
My
dreams.
I did wake up, was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday. I woke up so early. Last week I was like a midnight stitcher. I was working on a project and really in the zone, and so I was still stitching at 1:45 in the morning, thinking I should really go to bed, but it was just happening then, so I just kept going.
That's just what you've got to do.
So I was a midnight stitcher, and then yesterday I woke up so early thinking about projects that I looked at the clock and it was, I'd already been awake a while, 6 o'clock, and I thought, do you know, I might as well just get up and get on with it then, if I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I was at my sewing machine at 6:30 yesterday morning.
So this is how, and then you make your binding in the normal way that you would. We've only got less than a minute left.
Oh, okay.
So thank you for just
You can see
clarifying.
where I was joining those. Press the seams open. You can see that. And then we press that in half. And we would stitch this, if this was on our quilt with the raw edge to raw edge, stitch that down with a 1/4 inch seam, and then that would fold back.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness, we fit
We have
so
the
much
time
into the show. Thank you at home for watching. Stay with us. We've got another hour coming up where we're looking at applique. But do make sure you check out your baskets. I don't want anybody disappointed. You've been fabulous. Thank you ever so much. And we will see you again very, very soon.
You will.
Victoria Peat is up next. Stay with us.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. It's easy to buy the products you see on our shows. To buy any of the items featured on today's programmes, just head over to our website www.sewingquarter.com. Click on the video stream and you'll be taken to our watch page. Here you'll find the product that is on air right now at the top of the page. Beneath that, you'll find all the products demonstrated in this morning's shows. To add an item to your basket, simply log into your account or register with us. Then you can either check out or keep shopping. Remember, our flat rate delivery charge lets you shop all day and check out as many times as you like and only pay once for postage and packing. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
For this tutorial we're going to be doing something called a tacking stitch. Now it's very, very similar, in fact it's the same as a running stitch, but this time it's going to be a lot bigger, so you can remove the stitches later because it's a temporary stitch. So again, using my embroidery thread, and I have put a knot on the very end, but this time instead of going through the back we're going to go through the front. So if I go through the fabric first, so this time you can see that I'm making these stitches a lot bigger, because this is just a temporary stitch that I want to be able to remove a lot easier. If I just do another couple of stitches for you. So what you'll be able to do when you get at home and you want to remove the stitches, you should just be able to pull those out nice and easily.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @SewingQuarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
Hey This is our last live hour this morning. Oh, yes, it is. And it seems right that we should look at applique, because we've looked at all of our quilts this morning. We've looked at bags, and applique is something that will add a different dimension. And look at this. This certainly has the wow factor, doesn't it? Isn't this gorgeous? Very simple in design, but so effective. So what we've got in the back here, that's your tulip pink that we've got designs through there, and then just a white fabric. But isn't that gorgeous? Now this is done using your reverse applique. So we're going to be doing that in the second half of the hour. We thought we'd better start you off just doing applique, like just normal applique. So this is our applique masterclass for you this hour. We've got a kit for you here. So often we say, and we're quite glib about it, oh, well, if you want to just print off a letter or a number and then just in your computer flip it so that it's back to front, and we've lost you. And I get that. I get that. That's absolutely fine. I completely understand that. And so we thought, do you know what? We can help you here. So what we've done is we've given you numbers and the entire alphabet back to front. Okay, so they're all there so that you've got these to use for your applique. So you've got the whole alphabet here. Lovely, sturdy, good quality card. It's all in here. Look at look, you've even got different sizes. Let's go through this, okay, bit by bit. So this is your numbers. Whoops, hang on. The old desk isn't locked down. And your letters. And then, of course, lowercase. So lowercase, uppercase. And then you've got your larger sized numbers as well. This is great, isn't it? All in the kit. And then your larger alphabet as well. So if you want to really emphasize the start of the initial or whatever, then you've got that. So uppercase, lowercase, large lowercase, large numbers, small numbers. It's all in here, all back to front. Now what we've also popped in here for you as well is your bonder web. It's kind of essential when you're doing any kind of applique. And this little gadget, which I've not seen, which is your Soline fabric pencil. Obviously before you use any kind of pens or pencils, fabric pens or pencils, do check that they are going to come out of your fabric. Not all fabrics are the same in terms of getting rid of these things, but just make sure. But otherwise, a great piece of kit. That is your Soline fabric pencil in there, all as part of a kit for $15.95, DKGC38. So if, quite frankly, the thought of having to flip things around on your computer before you print things out scares you, get this instead. Easy. Now Victoria's done this. She's here. Hello, Victoria.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back. Now, you used the tulip pink on that cushion.
Yes, I did.
Which is absolutely stunning, and we will have a full look around that later. But here, this is the kit, isn't it? So you've gone through the kit. Look, and this is one of the letters.
A little sewing quilter.
I can't imagine what the SQ stands for.
I know, it's just mystery.
I used to get a lot of SPs on my work when I was at school. Spelling.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Not, yeah.
No.
But SQ, we prefer the SQ. I'm going to pop those out the way.
Yes, we're going to look at those later. So in this show, I'm going to teach lots and lots of skills.
Okay.
Rather than making a complete project. We'll look at that a little bit with the reverse applique. We'll look at a cushion. But I thought today we'd look at different ways of doing applique.
It is Technique Thursday, so that works. Yes.
Good stuff. I'm in the right place then.
Thankfully, yes.
Right, so in the kit, we've got our templates. Are we calling them templates?
Let's call them that. Yeah, they are.
Letter
they are
templates. Letters and number templates.
Small numbers, big numbers, lowercase, uppercase in 2 sizes.
Yeah, it's got everything in it. I couldn't believe it when I flipped through it all. So, I have used, for this SQ, I've used the large letters.
Nice.
So let's stick with that again.
I'm thinking swimming bags, gym bags, all those sorts of things.
Or cushions, even just to decorate someone's bedroom.
Nice. Very nice. So where do we start?
Right. Also in the pack it comes the Bondaweb.
Bondaweb, yes, Bondaweb.
And I'm sure most people know what Bondaweb is, but in case you don't, it's a very thin film of adhesive, double-sided adhesive, and it's paper-backed. So you use the paper side to draw on.
Okay.
And then we go from there.
So it's almost like you're getting a tracing paper, but it's a useful one.
Sticky tracing paper. So let's go for one of the letters. So when you're doing applique, if you're dealing, not so much if you're dealing with a solid fabric, but if you're dealing with a print, which we will do in this example, you need to trace off your letter in reverse, which is where these templates are so useful. Because it's already done for you.
In your sewing room?
Yes.
And then you've always got it there?
Always. I was going to say always to hand, but knowing me, I'll put it away somewhere silly and go, I know I left it here somewhere.
Safe. Brand new kit for you today. We want to make appliquing easy for you. So if you've not appliqued before, but actually you're thinking, yeah, this really makes sense. I can decorate my cushions, I can decorate the school bags, I can just personalise things. Yeah, then that's nice. Absolutely great. Maybe you've just made a newborn quilt. We had those in the first hour, and you just want to put the baby's initials in the corner.
That would be
lovely. Special.
Very
and the date
nice.
of birth, you can do that as well.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Do the whole lot. Lovely.
Maybe that could be, because you know Angela did on the first hour, she did blocks down the side.
Yes.
You could put initials and date of birth down the side to
that would be really nice.
Personalise.
Yes. Right, so I've traced off an N.
Yes.
Not sure what drew me to that, but I've decided an N. So you can choose a fabric, choose one from the pack.
Oh,
why
now
not?
This is the Tudor pink, isn't it? I love this collection.
Oh, and I could do with a pair of scissors, actually, which I didn't have with me.
Oh, could we grab some scissors, please? Is Jay around? Could we grab some scissors, please? I'm going with that. I love that one.
Lovely. So,
Producer Paul, we need some scissors, please.
So, no rush, because I need to iron this on. So he's got ironing time.
Oh, there we go.
So you're going to take your reversed piece, your design, and you're going to iron it onto the reverse side of your print.
Okay.
So I shall iron.
Let's do this. What sort of heat should it be on?
I tend to do something a little on the medium side.
Okay.
So we'll cool and waft for a second. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
So iron that in place. And you'll notice when I've traced that design, I've not cut it out.
No,
so I haven't cut along those lines. I've just left excess around the edges, because I find that once you've stuck that on and allow it to cool a little.
This is where charm packs are perfect for this, aren't they? In this particular one, you get 42 pieces, which is just gorgeous. All the colours in here. I really love this. This is a tulip pink one, but it's giving you so much variety. Now, was this how you did that star cushion?
Yes, so I selected, I can't remember how many I did in the end, but I selected a number of the prints and did the stars in different colours.
It's really gorgeous, really good. Look at that.
I know, they're really nice. Such bright colours. So now that I've adhered the Bondaweb, I'm just cutting out along the lines of the shape. Just trimming that down.
I think we should do an M as well.
Oh, maybe. Tempted.
If we were, then that might be the fabric I'd choose.
Maybe, just throwing that out there.
Just in case. So just take your time, have a little cut. Now, that is paper backed, very thin paper.
It is. It's like tracing paper, wispiness. So I do tend to use my paper scissors. So that's your N ready. We're going to do an M as well.
Shall I do that?
Go on, you can trace the M. And so whilst you're tracing the M, I will take off the paper backing and just stick it onto whatever project you happen to be working on. So it could be a quilt block or a cushion, apron.
I often scratch a pin. If you can't peel it off quickly and easily, then I just scratch it with a pin, and then that just lifts it.
Yeah, or you just sort of bend the corner. Backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards.
Oh, this is good. This is very good. I'm loving these colours because it just is a beautiful thing. So if you want to, so both absorbed.
Just studiously, I'm just trying to get that
absorbed.
nice and straight whilst leaving room for your M, because your M's quite wide,
I
isn't
do
it?
have quite a big M coming up here. Yes. So then when you then...
So I'm just moving that pin. I know it's a glass head pin, but I've just moved that out of the way. So I've taken the paper backing off, I've positioned it, and I'll press that in place. So that's using the other side of your Bonder web.
Now, of course, an M isn't one that you need to worry about doing back to front, is it?
No. And it will depend on the font that you're using, but these fonts are quite a standard, chunky.
What I like with the Bonder web as well is that you can kind of see through, so you can piece it to, if you've got a pattern on there and you want to get a specific flower or something within it.
The stripes at a certain angle. Can't you? Yeah, you can see what you're doing.
Which is great. Within the kit, you're going to get big numbers, small numbers, big uppercase, smaller lowercase. Hang on, and large size uppercase, small size.
Oh, should we lay them out?
Okay,
and then you can compare the large and the small.
That would make sense, wouldn't it? You came with your thinking
head on, didn't you? They're going to give us a big table. I was saying to someone the other day, I've got a really big 2 tables that I use for teaching sewing, and I said to Rose, I said, no matter how much space you've got, just fill it. Always fill it.
All of these. I'm just quiet because I'm just trying to sort them all out.
Get them in the right order, right way up.
You get all of these, and you get that. Let me move that out of the way. So when you initially look at it, you think, oh, am I just getting numbers? No, you're getting all of these. So small numbers, big numbers, small lowercase, big, small uppercase, big uppercase, and lowercase. It's all there.
The world is your oyster.
Yeah.
Applique to your heart's content.
Oh, why not? Why not? Sorry, throwing an N at you.
That's all right.
Very demanding.
No, it's okay because it's all straight sides. Could have been an S. The S was... Well, actually, the Q was a bit more tricky because you had to cut the middle out.
So this is the thing. If you've got something like a charm pack selection, this is a beautiful way to get lots of different types of fabric to use and to really, really enjoy. If what's in your basket, you need to check it out, producer Paul. Oh, no, what, really? Okay, if you've got the Applique bundle kit in your basket, please check out.
So soon?
This is why we started with, oh, yes.
Oh, it's looking good.
I love these
And with more complex letters, again, try not to iron.
Right.
Because you might end up with a wonky M.
No one wants a wonky M.
No.
No. A skittish M.
Yes. So, we now have remove the pins.
In gorgeous fabrics. This is the perks of my job.
Super.
Just, doesn't that look gorgeous?
They look good, don't they?
Beautiful on the white. The fabrics really stand out. How quick was that? You haven't had to faff about with your printer. You haven't had to try and reverse anything. We haven't had to find a window to press our noses up again to try and turn things around.
And then you drop the paper.
Is suddenly coming to life. And that's what you want, isn't it? This is absolutely fab. Loving this an awful lot.
It's exciting. I like Applique.
I'd like to do a big
satisfying
family quilt with all of our names on our
that would be nice.
All our initials on there.
I'll see that next time I'm in.
Yes.
Right, when you applique, I am using on the back something called stitch and tear that maybe not everyone has used or heard of before. And it's like a interfacing, but it's not fusible, and you can tear it easily.
It's not like a tear and share loaf.
Which I don't share quite so much.
Getting towards lunchtime, isn't it? So these things...
I always find I eat more than I share.
So the tear and share... Not the tear.
Tear and share. Stitch and tear.
Stitch and tear is on your screens there. Just $2.95. Not a single calorie in it.
No calories at all. Right, so you use it as a stabiliser.
Why do we use it? Why would we use
Why
stitch
do
and tear?
we use stitch and tear? It's a stabiliser.
Okay.
So I've done 2 little samples here on a previous show where I've done a satin stitch, which is quite a popular applique stitch, and I've used stitch and tear on this one, but I've not used it on this one.
Oh, you can see it's
and
buckled.
You can see what's happened here. It's buckling and tunnelling and doesn't create a nice effect.
Do you know what? I did exactly that on a project the other day. It just didn't even occur to me to interface it.
Easy to forget.
Yeah, I did completely forget. And only it was afterwards. I could have kicked myself. It's like, what a shame.
What have I done?
Yeah. And I wasn't going to unpick because I'd used some fancy stitching.
Oh, no, you'd be there for days.
Yeah. Now, this looks pretty. Does the Bonder web, would that hold it permanently?
No.
Oh.
No, it would need some form of stitching down. So you can go for the easy option, which is a straight stitch, and that will create you more of a sort of a shabby chic kind of feeling, let's go for, with the raw edge applique. And you can do that with one line of stitching, you can do 3 lines of stitching around, whatever. So that will secure it, but the edges will fray.
Okay.
So if you stitch over the edges, that will stop the fraying if it's something that you're going to be washing regularly. Now, what I've done previously on a previous show is I took the 540, and I'm using the 680 today, but on the 540, I went and tested out a bunch of the stitches, and I made a note of if I'm doing a zigzag stitch, if I do a width of 6 and a length of 2, this is what the stitch looks like.
Nice.
However, going down here, if I choose a width of 3 and a length of 0.8, that's how the stitch changes.
You're quite scientific about this.
Well, I find that when you come to do applique, you've got something in mind that you want to do, but how did I do that? What did I do? And you spend ages faffing about, trying to remember, changing settings on your machine.
I always think this is actually a really great way to get to know a new machine.
Yes.
Anyway, as well, is go through your stitches, change
because I did all this on a scrap piece first until I was happy with the variations, and then I replicated it on something else. And I keep that. I've written on pen, and I've written on the back which machine it's for. If you happen to own more than one machine, which some people do.
Can't imagine.
I've never met any of those people, but some people
looking at. Is it like shoes?
Yes, but more expensive. It's not a good habit. Right, so I'm going to just zigzag. I'm going to choose a zigzag because it's quite quick. A satin stitch looks fabulous.
Yes.
But it is for someone who's more advanced at applique because it's trickier to go around corners, it's trickier to go around curves.
You've got to get it straight as well because that's going to really shout at you if it's not.
Yeah, as soon as you've gone one
blanket stitch is one of my favourites.
Yeah, the blanket stitch looks really nice, and the 540's got 2 different blanket stitches, which are nice.
Use zigzag because we're halfway through, so which means we need to be... I know.
Time disappearing.
Let's very quickly
Well, I'll just do one letter.
Okay.
And then we can go from there, because I've got all sorts of other things
to
show
we've got... Sorry, they're lying. We're
You're
halfway
lying,
through
look
the
at
half...
that.
Oh,
got
halfway
it.
through the first... Oh, you can
halfway
zigzag
through the first half. There you go. Halfway through the half.
So a quarter of the way through the show, basically. I need to teach them some fractions.
Oh, my daughter's doing fractions at the moment.
How's she getting on with them?
Yeah, she's all right, actually. She's using this online teaching programme, and it's really good.
Oh, not my maths.
No, a different one. It's very good. I like it a lot.
Sorry, flashback then to my days of maths teaching. Here we go.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah, I know, for my sins. If everybody checks out their baskets, where are we at with this? And is this then sold out? Okay, so if you're sitting with it in your baskets, I can't guarantee it. Please check out your baskets to guarantee your order. £15.95. Doesn't matter how many times you check out. You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day. You're getting a huge number of templates here. You're getting the pencil. You're getting the Bonder web. It's all coming in the kit, ready to go. £15.95. DKGC 38. I like that pencil. And off you go.
Too. I have a small problem. This I thought we could do this with the walking foot on, and the machine is saying to me, I'm not going anywhere unless I've got pattern foot A on, so I just need to
you
do a quick bit of DIY.
I'm going to go and show you some fabric. I'm taking this one with me. Hey, now here's the thing. We're in the second half of the show now that we've worked out what part of the show we're in. We're going to be showing you how to do this kind of effect. Now, what you can see, the fabrics that you can see, you might recognise my M, actually there's the M that I had in there. This is from the Tula Pink range. Now, I just stole the other half that Victoria had there. This is your Tula Pink, and you get, it's beautiful. 42 pieces. The colours in here, exquisite. So if you do want to do anything sort of rainbow themed, then it is absolutely perfect for that. But the patterns are gorgeous and they go through your rainbow. So if you do want to do something with that kind of theme, then treat yourself. Now this is an open pack, we've used this, but you get, oh, look at that. You get the idea. Isn't this gorgeous? What a lovely way to get a collection of fabric. Oh, we've got sticky stuff on there. To get a collection of fabric, isn't that beautiful? And get a taster of it so that you can do snippets. Everybody, you've got basically got 42 different applique packs. Can you see actually on this one? Very, very, very delicate. You've just got a slight grey in that pattern. Really pretty. So that, you get 42, and that is your Tulip Pink, 1995 for that. But this is what that was made out of. So if you've seen this and gone, ah, I must have this in my life, it is just our optical white Macawa fabric, 325, whatever it is a metre, and then we've got the Tulip Pink coming in behind there. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous. Now the optical white, let me give you the details for that because I know a lot of you are going to be going for this. 325 per half a metre, here are the details. QKMY01, there it is. We've got other options, should we have a look at those as well while we're here? Maybe you want a nice blushy pink here, very pretty, it's a pastel pink, and again 325 per half a metre. So again, these are just basic colours, easy to use, and should be in your stash. 325 there, BMMY 45, and then we've got Jade as well, which is a lovely fresh colour coming in there. Hey, look, now you see, with your Tulip Pink, do you imagine working with that? Nice. So that's your Jade, 325, JAMY 87 there. Oh, Amy Butler. Here we go. So if you're after Amy Butler, 30 pieces here in your charm pack, your 5-inch charm pack. So this has got all of those stunning colours in there. Really lovely. All of the different patterns that we've seen. And of course, lots, and you've got florals in there, you've got spots in there, but really pretty. 1695, DRRW 46, and then we've got the fat quarter spots, which we've used a lot. So if you're after your spot fabrics, simple spots, then here they are. You've got them in a purple, blue, sort of a tealy colour, a grey, a pink, and a bright fuchsia pink. 13.95, BJGQ 63. Now over to Victoria. What you doing, Victoria?
I'm on the M, so I've done your N and I'm just doing your M. So the closer together your zigzag stitch, the more you're going to see. Okay. And the longer it takes. So it depends on you, what kind of effect you're looking for and how much time you've got on your hands.
Right.
But just take your time and make sure that the edge of the fabric is caught in your stitching, because that's the whole point, is to make sure that it doesn't fray. And you've got your stitch and tear underneath.
I love this fabric.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It looks so nice with the optical white as well.
It really makes it come to life, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's a good accent.
We have 5 bundles of the applique left. 5.95, that's it, then they're all gone. DKGC38, please grab those. Make sure you don't miss out on those. This is just going to make your applique life so easy.
Yeah, the amount of time I spend trying to find on the computer the right font.
Well, do you know what? Invariably, when I turn on my computer, it needs an update or something, so that's 20 minutes lost
I know.
before I've even actually managed to bring up the document to print off a Word. And then invariably, my printer's run out of ink or something, because I'm not most organised. And so, yeah.
Yeah,
these are
great.
drawn it by hand, and then it's wonky.
and then it's
I'm
not symmetrical.
Yeah. So actually, just have this, and then you've always got it
Problem
there.
solved.
Make life easy. You can keep it as a pack, even keep it with your pencil and your Bonder web all in one place, and then you know you're good to go.
Yeah.
You get a lot of templates, don't you? So to recap, you get big numbers. I shall point with my pokey pen. Here we go. Let's see if we can do these. I don't know if you're going to get the light on it. Okay, so Oh, hang on. We're getting the camera
all good stuff.
Organised. So, little numbers, big numbers, lowercase. Then over here we've got uppercase, big uppercase, small uppercase, more big uppercase.
I can feel the teacher in you.
More smaller uppercase, big uppercase. There we go. It's because they give me something to point with.
It's transformed you. Reverted back.
I used to work with a floor manager who rocked up when he was new to the channel I was working at. He said, "Oh, I'm sure I've seen you somewhere before. You know, was it?" I used to do a bit of sports presenting. Was it like on a sports? No, Neil. I was your English teacher. I used to teach English and maths. So glad that I'm that memorable. So then he always used to, if he ever used to have to write anything down, he'd always write it down wrong.
Deary me.
Now, there's going to be... Oh, no, don't say that, producer Paul. He says there's going to be disappointment, but we're having such a lovely Thursday.
No, but there won't be disappointment because look, oh, pretty.
Well, no, disappointing if they don't get it.
I know, I'm trying to divert.
Okay, yeah, but if you do, happy days. If you have managed to get it, congratulations to everyone that's managed to get it. You need to be quicker if you missed out.
Okay.
Those of you who have managed to get it, to name but a few... Oh, we've only got 3 left.
Oh.
Carol, Ruth, Yvonne, Denise, Rita, another Catherine, Margaret, Jackie, Janice, Marlene, Linda,
Wow.
Carol, Sarah, or Sarah, doesn't have an H. Sometimes, well, you see in America, there's no such thing as a Sarah. It's Sarah, whether you put an H or not. And then Doris, hello, Linda, June, Sue, Jill, Diana, Jane, Lynn, Carol, another Carol without an E, Maria and Chris, to name but a few. Thank you ever so much. Brilliant.
Good stuff.
And then we've got, already having a good old look on the web. Florence is having a look around. Jeanette's there. Suzanne, Sheena. Yeah.
Are they picking up the stitch and tear?
Oh, yeah, the stitch and tear.
Remember that for your applique. Standard applique, your stitch and tear. Which, once you've finished, you could leave it in place if you're doing a cushion or something that takes a lot of, isn't going to be worn. If you're going to put it on a T-shirt or something, you definitely tear it away.
Stitch and tear? Stitched?
You literally just pull it away.
Is that quite satisfying?
It's great. I'll do this side, you can do the other side if you like.
When you get something like a new phone and it's got the plastic over the screen.
Look at that. So it just comes away.
Oh, I like this. Literally stitch and tear.
Yeah, so
how easy is that?
It's easy, isn't it? And that just removes the stiffness. And sometimes, if I'm being really, really frugal, I will save decent-sized pieces to use on smaller projects.
Oh, nice.
That piece isn't quite so useful, but bigger pieces you would save for another day.
When I was growing up and I was horse crazy, and I'd see kids at shows and they'd have numbers on which is like the saddle pad, and they'd have their initials on there. I thought, how have they done that? And there would be, companies charging a fortune to do that. Yeah.
Job done. Do it yourself.
Now, that is applique. That's standard applique.
That's
normal
standard applique.
That's what we understand. I'm a bit addicted. Going to do a little bit more.
Keep going.
But you are going to now show us reverse applique.
So we do that like this. Yeah. Comedy all the way. I shall leave that one out there as a reminder.
That's tickled me. That has tickled me.
Oh, dearie me.
Producer Paul says that you're going back in the sewing machine because you've got him in stitches. Now, sounded better when he said it. My favourite pair of scissors. They are the best named scissors, ... ever.
Them a polish.
They are the duck-billed scissors. Applique scissors. Oh, look, you polish them.
Just polish them.
When you see in films sort of a doctor that's about to do an operation, you've got all of the different scissors and this, that and the other laid out. It looks like it should be on that tray.
It does.
Doesn't it? Ready for, and can you hand me the duck-billed scissors? I don't really understand, so you're going to have to explain. They look great and I want them in my stash, but it'd be one of those things that I look at, I go, I have no idea. Why do I need these?
For reverse applique, But you can also use them in dressmaking for layering your seam allowances. So sometimes when you've constructed something in dressmaking and you've got bulky seams, you use them to grade and reduce your seam allowances. So you can use them in dressmaking. They're not just for applique. They're called either duckbill or applique scissors, but they're not just for applique.
I'm just going to stretch in front of you there. I've got to get rid of these because these have gone. Well done. If you managed to get the applique bundle, congratulations to you. Good job. Now, reverse applique, what's that?
That is, instead of applying your shapes on top of your fabric, you're applying them from the underside.
I'm going to go and get the cushion to show.
Oh, yes, get the cushion. That will show us.
I love this cushion.
Nice.
Love the cushion.
So as we've sold out of those templates, let's bring in new templates.
Yay!
Couldn't have planned that better.
It's as if we planned the show, almost. You know, isn't it?
But everyone at home has helped us out.
Absolutely, well done. So I'm going to show you the stars, because stars are one of those things that, quite frankly, I struggle. I can draw one star, but if that star is not appropriate, that's it, forget it. These are brand new today. These are your So Easy templates. The beauty, the absolute beauty of them are that, firstly, they come on like a little keychain, so you can keep them all together.
What have you lost?
I've got dark fabric or something I can just
let me see.
hold it,
I have
hold it behind.
No, I have a solid pink.
That might work.
Does that work? Do you want me to go and get the teal coloured from the other side?
Right, let me show you. What it is you'll see this, and it's basically like a perspex type plasticky affair. And what you do, well, you can use them one of two ways. You can pop your pencil that you've just bought in your kit, and you can put your little mark on your fabric there, and you can then join the dots, and then that gives you 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Hang on, if I just show on this one, let me just show on this so it's not confusing. So you can go through the holes there and mark your fabric like that, and then you can join the dots, and then cut that out. But then if you want to, you can actually use that as your guide and actually cut around.
And that's what I've done, is I've just used the outside as the template. Well, actually, I've done a combination on this cushion.
So that's the size that you would cut out your fabric?
Totally, no, for the reverse applique, doesn't matter. I've just used, and I'll show you, it'll become clear when we do the demonstration, but for this, I've used a combination of the outside edge of the medium and the small and the inside where the dots are to make an even smaller star, to give you different sizes.
So what you're getting is a lot of different sizes, aren't you? Because that's 1/4 of an inch there. So you've got one size there, then another one inside. So that's two sizes. Another size, another size. See, that's 6 sizes, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there you go. So that's your star. $14.95 for your mini set of stars. It says contains 4. Have we borrowed one off there?
Well, I don't know, because the circles have got 4 and the hearts have got 4, but I'm fairly
if the stars
sure.
have got 3, maybe.
I can check my
don't know, we'll have a look.
Here you go.
They all contain 4. Hang on. Oh, no, look. Here we go. Here's one in the packet. Yeah, also. Okay, so we've got it in
No,
hearts
the stars
as well.
are only 3.
The stars are only 3.
I was worried I'd lost one at home.
No.
We're all right.
Here we go. This is your heart.
So they all come off the keyring.
So there you go. There's your heart.
Here you go.
There's your. Hang on. There's another heart there. There you go. $14.95 for your hearts. Again, another shape that we struggle with. $14.95, and you can see again those points there that you can put your pencil through and then join the dots if you want the smaller size on the inside.
Yeah.
So actually, that's perfect. If you do English paper piecing,
yes, you could draw your paper template.
You can draw your paper template in that size, and then this one here is then your material to then fold over.
Fold over.
Nice. So that's your heart. Next one.
Shall I try and unscrew it for you?
Go on then. It's actually handy because then you can keep them all together.
Yes, otherwise you'll end up losing
So the circles are next. We're just unscrewing them.
Okay,
these are really good, and actually these are, I've seen other ones like this before, and they haven't been as thick, so I wouldn't have wanted to have cut round them with a rotary cutter because they weren't as thick.
These are perfectly
but
thick
these
enough.
you can, and we've actually got, I'll show you in a minute, we've got a rotary cutter that's perfect for that. $14.95, IFGQ76. Now, when we do have template sets, these are new sets, but when we've had template sets before, they do sell out. So please pop them in your basket. Make sure that you've got the ones that you want.
You get
Excellent.
a nice keyring.
You do get a nice keyring.
Not that that's what it's intended for, but I would so do that. I'd have 2 sets, stick them all on one keyring and use the other one.
Excellent. Okay. Show me.
Right.
Show me the heart.
What I have planned is a cushion similar to the star one, wherever the star one's gone, but thought it would be nice to use a selection of the hearts. And I've done the back here, that I've put one little heart on the back of the cushion, because I think it's sometimes nice to do something on the reverse of a cushion. And I've taken a piece of paper, and I've just sketched out my design, really, just to plan how I might like the hearts to look. And I've used a combination of, I think, the largest and the second smallest stars. Nice. So you can just transfer those markings onto your cushion front.
Yes.
So if where the ruler's gone, ruler has disappeared.
Which size ruler? What sort of ruler are you after?
Any ruler, but that's fine. We can do that just with the cutting mat, because if we say that that's the middle here would be 22, 23, 13, so 6.5. That's the middle. 6.5. Let's go the same the other way.
So why are we marking this into quarters?
Because I want to find the middle of the square, if you like.
Right.
Oh, well, look.
Hey, there we go. We've got a ruler.
A ruler,
that makes
thank
life
you.
Easy.
So then we can just mark on. I'll go here for a 6.5. Okay. And from that point, you can then take your heart, and I've not put them right in the middle. I've just gone around the outside. And then you can use, I've picked up this pen, but you can obviously use your other pen.
Use your pencil if you've got your pencil.
Yeah,
if you were able to get that in your applique kit.
Yeah, and just check it works on a scrap first, because you'd be really cross if
it didn't come out.
If it didn't come out. So you can then do, I'll keep going.
Like this.
You draw your design.
Very nice. This is a great scrap busting project as well, isn't it? Because you can use up all those little pieces of fabric.
Yes, and sometimes you pick up fat quarters and you use some of them and not others, so it's a nice way of using up.
This is looking a bit like a 4-leaf clover.
It is a little bit. I did think about maybe doing a circle in the middle and lots of hearts around the outside as well. I thought that would look nice.
Nice. Lots of different options, aren't there, with this?
And then, once you've drawn your design, you then take your fabric and place it behind your main fabric.
Okay.
So I've pre-prepared a piece of fabric, and I've decided for this to do all of the large hearts in one colour. Okay. And then if we go back and do the smaller hearts, do those in a different colour. So I've made smaller squares for that. But
the stars were all done in different.
Yeah, because I couldn't resist the Tula prints, so I thought, right, we'll do different ones in each one. So the fabric that goes behind, I've used medium weight iron-on interfacing on, to give it a bit of a stability.
So again, this is the key, isn't it, with applique, is if you've got a thin cotton fabric, make sure it's stabilised. If it's something that you want to get rid of afterwards, use a tear away or a wash away. But if you're quite happy to have it, then you would obviously use an iron-on. It's going to stay.
Right, so and what I'll do is I'll probably just do 2 hearts, looking at the time, because we want to see how these scissors work, don't we?
The duck-billed platypus scissors.
I love duck-billed platypus.
There's no platypus about it, but they are certainly duck-billed.
Right, so I'm using a straight stitch, and I'm going to stitch on the design line.
Oh, okay, no cutting yet?
No cutting yet.
Cutting comes
with some
after. Sewing. What sort of stitch are we going with?
I am doing a straight stitch,
okay.
But again, you could do any stitch you like. And you can go round once, you can go round twice. I've got some samples that I did from a previous show doing a reverse applique, if you'd like to see those.
This is a beautiful tilde. This is a plain fabric with tilde. So that's your straight stitch around the edge. This is where you've got sort of several lines stitched in. You see that a lot in the shops at the moment, don't you? That sort of multiple going around thing.
Multiple going.
Yeah.
I can't think that there would be a technical word for that, so I'll go with that.
And there you go, C for cloud. But this is brilliant, isn't it? Because suddenly you can applique your kids' alphabet. You could do alphabet bunting around the bedroom or something for your kids, for your little ones.
Yeah,
lovely. Really nice. That's what we want. Ah, nice. You're going around the curves, nice and slow around these curves.
Nice and slow, and that's where these machines are nice, because you can alter the speed that you're travelling at.
Yeah, to make sure that you just go at the speed appropriate for yourself, for your skills, and also what corners you're going. Every time we've bought these templates, or similar to wear, they've sold out very quickly. So let's just recap what we've got for you. So the hearts are $14.95. Your code is VRGQ38. They are hearts, and we've also got the circles for you as well. So the circles, here they are. They come actually. We've taken them off, but I would say to you at home, please put them back on the little thingy so that you don't use them. Very descriptive. The little thingy.
The little thing.
Now you see, that's why you've got the keyring at the end, so it doesn't just come off the other end.
Yes, so they don't just fly off the other end.
Nicely designed. Well done, so easy.
Because you would undo it and they'd all plop on the floor.
Now, because these are thick enough for you to actually cut round, you would need to have, obviously, a smaller rotary cutter. We've got an 18mm rotary cutter that we stock, which would be perfect for such a thing. Normally, we use a 45mm, which is this. Yeah. So that's your normal size rotary cutter. But look at the itty-bitty one.
Great, I've never seen one that small.
It's great, isn't it? But this is your 18mm one. And okay, so suddenly, even the smallest circle here, that's going to be okay to go round. You can go round that safely. So if you don't fancy cutting circles out, if you're cutting circles out, we're going to use the duck build scissors because we're doing a reverse applique. But if you want to just cut your circles out, then it's right tool for the job. $9.95, less than £10 to get your itty-bitty rotary cutter, 18mm, SWGQ56. I think this has only ever been aired once.
I couldn't believe it when Jay, the floor manager, brought it out.
Isn't it cool? So that's it with the blade out. And again, same as we used to. You know, always be safe. If you want to reveal the blade, then just pull there. There you go. There, nice. $9.95. A very delicate little rotary cutter. Nice.
Right, so I've gone round two of the hearts for you.
Oh, well done.
And this is where your duck build scissors come in play for the reverse applique. You need to separate the top fabric from the base fabric just for a minute. So give it a pinch, and then you can snip through that one layer. Now, when we're then going to cut inside where you've stitched.
Yes.
And that's where the duck build shape comes in handy, because it protects the fabric underneath.
Oh,
and stops you from accidentally, because if you've got standard scissors, you're going to go through.
And that's it. Then that's ruined all of that work, all of that effort, and it's ruined.
Yeah. So with these, you can just go around, and it reveals the fabric underneath.
Oh, nice. And it's also giving you an even distance from your stitching, isn't it?
Relatively, if you're not being wonky.
So this is pulling this top layer of fabric away, and that's what reverse applique is all about.
And I've got another sample that I can show you after this, where you can layer up the designs. I've done another one here using the circle template and.
Oh, pretty. Look at these. So just keep on layering.
So these ones I've actually done on top. So this is more like the first form of applique, but I've layered over the top I've traced around the heart, stitched it, and then I've cut away using these scissors.
So it doesn't have to be for reverse applique. You can use it for normal applique and just cut it around. Great for your shabby chic projects as well. And because, you know, some people might not want to, well, if you use a normal pair of scissors, might be afraid that they're going to cut into their...
Yeah, it just keeps everything safe underneath.
That's what you want.
And like I say, in dressmaking, if you're making something like a coat with big, heavy, bulky seams and you need to reduce the seam allowance, if you cut, it will actually grade the seam allowances for you. So each one, because you lift it up, cut, and when you place it back down, they're all nicely graded.
Nice.
They're lovely. Oh, no, I've just gone a little bit wonky there. You
So
can just slide the scissors
in
under and trim where necessary.
Right tool for the job here. That's what we're discovering.
So that's how the fabric is cut away.
Love it.
And it reveals it underneath.
Oh, nice.
It's nice, isn't it? And then you
Really
can do,
nice.
and then from the reverse, you can then cut away, again, the excess without worrying about cutting the front of your work.
Ah, I see, right.
Oh, helps if the pin's not in the way.
So this is all working. Now, this is how this cushion was done.
Yeah, I did.
So what you can see here, underneath through the white, if we look at this particular dark one, you can just see the dark, which I kind of like because it's giving it another effect, isn't it?
Like a little shadow.
But if you use the duckbill scissors, then you're going to get that more even cut. Nice.
And then that allows you here, where I've cut away the excess on the back. It then allows you from the other side, so that's the excess that I've just cut off from the hearts. Just cut that off, and then from the other side, you can then go in, draw your other little heart in here, and then put the other fabric underneath.
To get that other effect.
To get the other heart.
That's so clever.
Clever.
Oh, very clever.
It's clever.
I like this. This
It's a nice technique,
doesn't it? Yeah.
And like I said, you can do where you go round and round, lots of times with the
Shall
stitching.
I show you the round and round,
Round and
lots of
round.
time stitchy stitch. There we go. So you can see there's been multiple stitchings around there.
Oh, I forgot, these scissors are also good if you're working with lace. So if you've got lace on different layers, your layered lace on top, it protects the fabric underneath if you're trying to precisely trim the lace into the design. So you make the most of the edge of the lace.
Once you've got those in your stash, then actually you're going to find you use them more often than you first thought. They are solid stainless steel. They're 5.75 inches. That's 145 mil. $12.95. Coming with a manufacturer's lifetime guarantee. That's with the manufacturer. So $12.95 there. FSGQ95. You see, they believe in their product. And now, if you're after the heart templates, $14.95. Aren't these fab? It's little attention to detail. They just work. $12.95 for. Oh, and that's for the applique for your scissors. That's a great price for the scissors, actually.
It is a really good price. I'm sure I paid a lot more for mine years ago.
Should have got them here.
I should have done.
Yeah. Loving these. So keep them all together. They give you a little metal thing. There we go. Now, the star cushion that we've done here was used with these templates here. Now, it says on our screen that you get 4, you get 3 in the pack. Okay.
Of the hearts.
The
stars.
Yeah, so
but
that's
4 of the
that's
others.
our error with our graphic. Okay, you'll get 3 in the pack. Okay.
Because logic would have told you.
Yeah,
if you'd got 4 in the others, yes.
But with the star, I don't want anybody thinking they've taken my 4th one. No, you get 3 in the pack. What they look like is this. Okay. There we go. So there they are. So these little holes here, you can go through there with your pen or your pencil and then join the dots. If you want to English paper piece any of these shapes, then of course this gives you your 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you can cut your material to the larger size and your paper to the smaller size. But also this also gives you yet another size to work with, which is just great. If if you want to, you've got then lots of different sizes to play with. It gives you double the number of sizes. I like these. Are $14.95. Whoops.
Breaking the joint.
Well, I like to think rearranging.
It's the last show of the day. It's
yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, now tulip pink, which is. I don't know. I've got that behind that. There we go. Which is the stars. That's what these stars are made from, and I think they are gorgeous. And there you go. That's your tulip pink. You're getting 42 pieces for $19.95. Great value. And my initials were done out of the tulip pink as well. Just love it. You've got a whole rainbow of colour with them.
It was really hard to decide on the stars. I was
really
rearranging.
TSRW 68 gets you the tulip pink. There are so many beautiful designs, and of course if you want to work through a whole rainbow of colour, you absolutely can. If you want to do things like this, of course you could do so many because you're only using a fraction of each of those charm packs. Now we've had a message from Sue. Hi Sue, she says hello
Sue.
Victoria and Natasha.
Hi Sue.
Hello. She's very excited.
Is she?
Yes, as her sewing machine is going to be delivered today.
Keep your box in case you ever move house.
You've mentioned all the different projects, stitches.
Yes,
that her machine's going to come
Spend
with.
time, learn those stitches, see what you can use them for. Because another stitch I like to use for applique is a blind hem stitch. Wherever my stitch card's gone, lost it.
Ooh.
A blind hem stitch is really nice as well because it's not quite as noticeable as. Oh, and I've used it on here. So you will not be able to see because it's in white, but I've used a zigzag on one and a blind hem stitch on the other. Interesting.
I like to think of a zigzag. A zigzag is obviously pointed like that. Blind hem stitch is where you get the flat
this
top.
particular one doesn't have a flat top.
Oh, doesn't it?
No, that's got it goes straight for 5, 1 zigzag, straight for 5, 1 zigzag.
If you're after the 540s, we just mentioned it. Here's the machine. It's $449. Sue eagerly awaiting hers. It's got 50 built-in stitches.
Yeah, it's a good machine. That's what I'd done that stitch card on.
I think it's
Good
got.
range.
What I was really impressed with the 540 with was the utility stitches and just the fact that it had like your straight stitch and then straight stitch to one side.
Yes.
And then it had a straight stitch whereby it would do a holding stitch in one place,
First.
and then it had the next straight stitch where it would do forward and then reverse and back, and do that to finish off as well. I've never seen that on a machine before.
Oh,
That's
it's really handy. And the nice thing is that you don't have to program it yourself. You just stitch number 1, stitch number 2, and it does it for you.
So you don't have
They're like
to...
shortcut keys.
Yeah. Brilliant machine. 540 STJE50. So yes, those of you that bought it last week when we had it on the shows.
Oh, Elna were in, weren't they?
Yeah, it will be arriving imminently.
Imminently.
How exciting.
A new machine.
Oh, she's been given quite a precise time as well. Oh, she's got to
Oh,
be in
really?
between a certain time, for it to
I'd be
arrive.
there. So,
I'm excited for her.
there we go. I've just added that
Beautiful.
extra heart in.
Oh my goodness, you did that while I wasn't looking.
I know.
Look at that.
Snuck it in.
You did. Oh, lovely.
And then from the reverse, you would then use your scissors again just to cut away that
so
excess.
you use the duck bill side where you don't want the
where
fabric
you want to
be
protect.
cut, so
Yes.
to protect
so
it.
you hold it guides you. The way that they're built is that you would pick them up
Can I have a go?
that way. Of course you can.
So if I want to cut through, and I'm going to be protecting the bottom layer.
Yes. So that's right.
I like.
And as it's on the back, you don't need to be quite as precise.
Ooh, these are good, aren't they? And then if you want to, I mean, I'm like you say, I don't have to be precise, but if you want to be...
It allows you to be precise without worrying too much about the fabric underneath.
It allows you to slide and glide through there,
and it's got this nice rounded edge on the outside that's tapered, which encourages it to slide underneath.
Oh, I like a nice
because you can see it's fatter on the outside than it is at the blade side.
These are fab, and so they just slide into your fabric.
You'll see as well on the curved edge, the point is flattened off a little bit, and that helps protect what you're cutting as well.
Hang on.
But they're super sharp.
Yeah, look. Oh, there you go. Okay, so there's your super sharp one on the bottom. That's really sharp. Look at that. Careful with that. But yeah, that's so it's not going to go through.
So it doesn't nick the fabric on the underside.
These are great. $12.95. FSGQ 95 for your class duckbill applique scissors. Grab them. And also, I like the fact that you can.
Yes, because it's angled here. If you had normal scissors,
if you don't want to.
If you had normal scissors, your hand gets in the way.
Yes. So
whereas
nice
they're
smooth.
Orientated the other way and allow you to cut. The blades are being twisted. Clever design, really clever.
Really clever. We're very impressed with these. It's been an applique, all about the applique hour. We are frantically running out of time. How much time have we got left? Oh, updated message. Yes, says Sue. My sewing machine arrived yesterday. So, SEW, excited! Exclamation mark, capital shouty letters.
Not leaving the house for days.
No, that's it. Staycations, they are all the rage. Staycations, stay at home and sew. If you want the sewing machine we've used today on the show, then here it is. And that is the 540EX.
Oh, no, I'm using the 680.
We're using the 680
but I
now,
did
but
use
we did use this one earlier. And that's the one that the stitch library came from that we showed you. So the stitch library came from that one that's on the screen.
Yes, so it's got so many different stitches available on it. What people would say was a more of an entry-level-ish machine. It's actually got so much functionality in it. And it's normally my machine of choice. I use it every time.
Yeah.
First time I've used this one.
So the 540EX was what you did the stitch library from that we saw earlier. Brilliant. And if you got that last week, well done. Now, coming up tomorrow, we've got the Friday feeling. Well, John has. I've got day off.
Oh, even more of a Friday feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got bee's knees storage, always a winner.
Love storage.
Everyone loves the bee's knees and the fact that it's storage. We've got quilted bags at 9 a.m. We've got beautiful bundles at 10 a.m. and at 11 a.m. Easy to sew skirts. John, of course, fabulous at his dressmaking.
Is he doing some sewing?
I think he'll have a guest. But he knows his stuff.
He really does.
He really does. Well, he used to make wedding dresses and all sorts.
I know, he used to make all sorts.
Very talented guy. John's up tomorrow. Jay, are you in tomorrow? No. Oh,
day off.
He does tease you mercilessly. We love it. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining us today. Join John and the crew tomorrow. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much.
It's been inspirational and fabulous, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter.